Okay, guys, we are live. It's Tuesday night, and we're going to have a little chat tonight. Myself and Keith are going to have a lovely little chat not about the Leeds game, really. We mentioned the Leeds game last night, to be fair, but to be honest, I couldn't give a fuck about it. It's more about this European Super League, whatever you want to fucking call it, Keith. I mean, I don't know whether you've been looking into a lot of it, but it's been wall-to-wall coverage the last 24 hours. What's your take on it? What's your take? Well,
what do I think?
What's your honest take, basically?
My honest take on it is they've both done exactly the same thing. So, like, obviously this has been in the offing from UEFA. So when I look at both of them, when I look at the revamped Champions League and the Super League, there's fuck all difference between them. Yeah. Both of them pretty much are taking away a huge amount of the jeopardy out of the entire competition by saying, listen, there's you're either on one side, you're elite and you're pretty much guaranteed and as a founding member. And on the other side, there's so many different caveats in terms of how you can get in a back door that there's fuck all difference between both of them, to be honest with you. And what it really is a power struggle at the top of the game to try and secure the most amount of money. It's greed on both sides, to be honest with you. Now,
did you see them? Did you see the quote from UEFA today? I don't know if it was UEFA or a journalist in UEFA saying UEFA are looking at, as you said, like a leverage thing. UEFA are looking at maybe giving more money to the top team. I mean, this is what it's all about. It's all about money, really. It's money.
It's all about money. There's nothing else going on here, to be honest with you, apart from greed at the top end, right? And all it really is they're vying for position, because all of the revenue that comes into UEFA or comes into the clubs from Europe, it must be 95+%, probably 99% comes from eyeballs, armchair supporters, consumers, as we're now called, looking at football. Like, these, we try and get over to a game as often as we can. If we're lucky, we get an away game or even a cup final. But this is all about broadcasting rights and eyeballs and all that kind of stuff. It's nothing to do with football. It's nothing to do with football. It's all about greed. Now, I'm looking at it from both sides. There's nobody coming out of this smelling of roses, by the way. Absolutely none of them, right?
No. And everyone. I think the damage is done, Keith. The damage is done.
Yeah.
The damage for Liverpool's brand is done.
Yeah, and you really kind of, and I think that's why Liverpool seem to be getting it more so than anybody else, because of the standpoint that the club takes, and all of the, I suppose all of the mottos that coming out, strength and unity. This means more. All of these kind of stuff that's banded around the place, So we've set ourselves up, put ourselves up on a pedestal as being a fan club, and we're clearly at the top. They don't look upon us as being that, to be honest with you. So you can understand why we're getting pot shot at that. But
yeah,
on the flip side, people are missing an absolutely massive opportunity to hold to account not just the clubs, but also Sky, and UEFA and FIFA and the EPL. Because they're all at it, to be honest with you, and they're all got vested interest in this, and they're all just interested in lining their own pockets, and they don't give a flying fuck about you or I, to be honest with you, as supporters of the club. It's all about greed, positioning, and power. So,
what did you think of that thing, legacy fan? Did you hear about that? You know what a legacy fan is? That was a fucking slap in the face. A legacy fan, someone that's following a team for, say, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, 30 years like us. You're a legacy fan. Do you know why? Because you'll follow them through thick and thin. They don't care about you. They never lose you. The club, I'll never not be a Liverpool fan, no matter what happens. Obviously, it's the owners I don't like, but the club itself, I like.
Yeah, I think they've massively underestimated. Like, I do think. Listen, obviously, different people follow clubs to different levels. We're a bit stupid about it. We're a bit mad about it. People probably look at us and go, "They're fucking bananas," right? But it is what it is, and that's what we do, and that's what we know, and that's what our passion is. But you can't be just labeling fans and just say, right,
legacy fans.
Like we in chat. Like, I didn't even watch the match last night. I was that.
You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss that.
Yeah. So, like, my daughter got a good school report. I told you this. She wants to do a movie night. Yeah. She wants to do a movie night. Now, I probably could have turned around and said, well, listen, we won't have a movie night tonight. We'll have a double movie night tomorrow night, or a far better movie night tomorrow night.
Dave's LFC chats wants me. I better hurry up.
Yeah, great. Let's just go and watch a movie. Have some popcorn, eat too much shite. Now, listen, went to bed, and then I just kind of kept an eye on the score for the last for the last 10 to 15 minutes, but huge amount of the shine just went off. That not even that. Like, imagine the lads having to go out and play in that last night, and then fucking Klopp under the bus and Milner under the bus.
The t-shirts, the fucking t-shirts.
You know, and I haven't heard nothing from
Leeds
FSG.
were wearing t-shirts saying you have to earn it. Oh, for fuck's sake! I would have hammered one of them at halftime. You have to earn it, written a big earn, like, you know, earn your place in Champions League or earn your place in the league. I just hear here that Chelsea are pulling out. Did you hear that?
But they're preparing. I read that before I went online. They're preparing.
Well, that's the downfall straight away. I mean, if one pulls out, the whole bleeding thing tumbles down. The whole pyramid tumbles down, doesn't it? Has to.
Yeah. Listen, I'd be amazed if there's nothing going on behind the scenes, to be honest with you. You know, like ultimately, you know, it's 12 of the strongest and most followed and largest clubs in Europe have all got together. Now, I can't imagine that they've all come together and not foreseeing, okay, some backlash, but, you know, not sticking through with what they've committed to and just all dropping off left, right, and centre. Like, it's.
I seen a thing on Sky. This is what I've been following. Your man, Carvel Chef or whatever his name, it said this is the legacy fan thing. The clubs are so big and famous and historic. Well, I wouldn't say, you know what I mean, like Liverpool, City, United. Or not even City, United, Liverpool especially, Madrid and Barca, you would think, have such a big bloody following worldwide. The legacy fans, in other words, you might lose an odd percentage of them, but you'll gain so many more in the likes of America, Africa, Asia, wherever you want to spread, China even, spread the game. And they were useless as collateral damage, Keith. That's the problem I have with them. You know what I mean? That's not right.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But like, listen, do you think that as a football fan, you've been treated any better over the last 30 years by UEFA? You know, you haven't. You know, when you look at the last cup final, the last European Cup final with 16,000 seats each in a 78,000 seater, having finals in Kiev, you know, to get there, having finals in Baku, putting a World Cup in Qatar, right? They're all paid and bought, you know. And those stadiums, you know, they are not in the best interest of you and I and a fan. Obviously, the armchair supporter doesn't give a flying fuck because he's going to watch it from wherever he's watching it. But like, they're all at it. To be honest with you,
Sky Sports, BT Sports are at it. They're all bleeding at it. It's all about making money,
which is fine, right? Which is absolutely fine. But they, you know, but then to say, right, you know, we're going to charge you 15 quid pay-per-view, and like, pay-per-view is not going to go away. It's always going to be sitting there in the background, waiting for the right marketing conditions for it to be introduced again. So like, they don't give a flying fuck about the sport, and they don't give a flying fuck about supporters, and they don't give a flying fuck about you or I or anybody else listening at the moment. So it's just, you know, but
the best one I've seen.
I'm not taking my counsel from Sky. I'm not taking my fucking counsel from UEFA. I'm not taking my counsel from FSG. I'm going to take my counsel from the players. I'm going to take my counsel from different people in podcasts who have a bona fide, honest, invested interest in the football club and the history of the football club, you know, and passing on that legacy to my kids to be able to support the football club. And that is the most important thing out there. And everybody's forgotten about that. And it's rarely mentioned by any of the parties who are fucking involved. So
yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. When you think about the Premier League when it was founded, it was all about elitism. It was all about getting the top money, the big money, and the top teams got the most money because obviously more people watch. You'd be watching Burnley and Stoke on a Monday night. You'd rather watch Liverpool United, wouldn't you? Let's be fair. You know. Yeah. Same thing with the Champions League. When the Champions League came out, that was the idea. The one step towards the Super League. When the Champions League came out, I remember the old European Cup. The knockout system went out the bleeding window, which meant it was harder for the big teams to actually get knocked out, similar to what this Super League thing did. There's no relegation for the 12 founding members. That's the whole idea of it.
That's the whole idea.
That was the problem.
It removes all the jeopardy. It removes one of the cornerstone aspects of sport, which is, all right, we all look to win, you know, but, you know, when shit hits the fan and you lose, you know, that's a different emotion, but it's a very strong and powerful emotion, you know, and football's all about emotion, to be honest with you, you know, so when you're up, you're down, you know, and you get behind the team or whatever else it is, and this all removes all that. You know, you're paying for it.
I mean, look at last night, Keith. Look at last night. No one had any fucking interest in it. That was a big game, considering if this Super League team wouldn't have happened over the weekend, that was a huge game. We needed to win that to have a chance for top four to get into the Champions League, which nobody knows what's going to happen now. But I think with Chelsea, looks like they're pulling out. I think this is going to collapse in the next week or two. I know the Premier League met today. The 14 other clubs met today. And obviously, we knew what had happened there. They're not happy about it. They want it scrapped. They want them to look at each other and say, listen, that's probably what happened to Chelsea. They probably said, listen, lads, it won't be worth it in the end. There'll be lawsuits. You won't be able to play Premier League next year. You're going to lose money. You won't even be able to play Champions League football next year. They're going to get, I think Chelsea, City, and Real Madrid will probably get knocked out on Friday, I think, away from me for the Champions League semis. And that's an irony. Only PSG will be left, and they'll be handed the Champions League, and they're as bad as bleeding everybody.
Yeah.
They're as bad as everybody. PSG.
Well, PSG and City, like UEFA are happy enough to stand by, right? See, everyone's got different interests in this whole super group.
I know.
Liverpool have their own set of interests why it suits them. Real Madrid have their own set of, of why it might suit them as well. Because as far as Real Madrid and Barcelona are concerned, the likes of PSG, the likes of Man City, okay, are pretty much being funded by fucking states. And then you've got the likes of Chelsea, who's an oligarch, right? So we just throws money. There's nobody's kind of saying, well, listen, we probably should have addressed this. Well, okay, we did introduce financial fair play. But as soon as that, force started to be broken, UEFA just turned on their heels and went, all right, nothing we can do here, or, nothing to see here, please move on. So there's nobody who's not saying this. And then all the big clubs are looking at this kind of going, all right, so we're in the middle of a pandemic. So if City want to turn around and splash 65, 70 million on a fullback just because they can, there's nothing to stop them doing that. Nothing to stop them doing that. So there's no measures out there. There's nothing there. Like what should come out of this, and it'll never happen. What should come out of this is both parties should come together and say, right, you're obviously not happy. You're obviously not happy. Okay, you don't feel the game is being serviced. You don't feel the game is being serviced. Like an independent commission of some description with all independent bodies, maybe from different sports, should be assigned and should be there to look at football top to bottom and come back with a set of recommendations that everybody has to be abide by, like a labour relation commission kind of thing, right? It'll never happen.
A union.
It'll never happen, But that's
I can't see it.
Like, and this is the start of it, right? It's been touted around for years and years. Now we've got to the stage whereby documents have been filed, solicitors have been consulted, websites have been created, press releases have been put forward, and all of this stuff has been done. So, like, there's no rowing back from it. We're not going back to where we were. It might collapse like a house of cards, but it's not going to be the same. And football has been damaged by this.
Damage is done. The damage is done. I think things are signed on Saturday, by the way. I think that 6 clubs signed the deal. Your man Perez, he's another arsehole. He's the chairman of Madrid. He said, how could you trust him? You know what I mean? And he's the chairman of this. And then your man Glazer, Joel Glazer, the United chairman, is the vice chairman. It just smells for me, Keith. It really does. But this is interesting. If Chelsea look like they're going to pull out, this is definitely interesting. Jason Irish Red, the other 14 clubs will be wearing T-shirts, same T-shirts as Leeds. Newcastle will do the same on Saturday as well. Well, you see, even with their dodgy owner. But I mean, like, as you say, it stinks really, though, Keith. I mean, like, it's all money, and it always will be money, and it'll probably be even more money, even if this Super League doesn't happen. It's all about money. Of course it is. We want money for Liverpool. We want them to have a better stadium, better players, everything better. That costs money. But I think there's a better way of doing it. There's a better way of doing it, a fairer way of doing it. Fairer way. And this isn't. This is right.
Yeah, but listen, this the new updated. It just would have been really interesting to see what if they would have had the same, uproar. If everyone had a chance to consider, the upgrades to the Champions League, right? Because it's effectively the same thing. To be honest with you, what they're trying to do is to remove the jeopardy, remove the peril, make sure the top sides are always competing there, make sure they're playing themselves more often. They don't care, right? If some of these matches have absolutely nothing hanging on them, and they won't, to be honest with you, because you play them twice a season, so that you might be happy enough with the money coming through to always finish mid to the bottom of that table. All right, so you've no aspiration to going any further. Okay, it also stops a huge amount of teams trying to get to that level. Okay, and what it'll probably affect is the overall quality of football. Because there's guaranteed so much money and there's no competition. And if there's no competition, why are teams going to get any better? They'd just be happy with the top, So,
it's a fucking shit show. I see Mick Moran is in from the Copway podcast. Mick, give me a thumbs up if you want to pop in. I'll send you a link. If you're available for 10 minutes, you come in for have a chat. Mick is a top class podcast, LFC podcast. Zachary Lee, I chose Liverpool because the fan base reminds me of the Philly fan base, obviously an American, loyal, blue-collar, competitive, beside a tournament between, definitely American. But that's the problem with this Super League. They wanted to set up a franchise like the American football and the baseball. That won't work in Europe, Keith. I'm going to send, have a chat there. I'm going to send Mick Moran from the Copy Podcast a link to see if we can get him in. I just can't see it working, Keith. The franchise business part of it. Like,
there's nothing between them, to be honest with you. There's nothing between both of them now at the moment. If the new Champions League comes in, it's effectively the same. It's effectively the same competition under another name, as far as I can see. I think there's very little difference between them. So, like, what does it do for the domestic? Both of them are going to have to impact on domestic cup competitions, which has an impact on the rest of the league, which has an impact on the lower leagues.
I think the problem with the Super League, was the Premier League would have been absolutely demolished because of the fact the Super League was the big one. That was the game they wanted the top players to be fresh. They wanted less games. So the Premier League itself would have been just used as a fucking another 23s or playing the players because it didn't matter if you won it or not. There's more money in the Super League than there was winning the league, the Champions League. I think it was like $350 a year or something, $350 million a year. So the Premier League itself would have been devalued as well.
What's the difference with the new Champions League with the safety net?
We'll still have the top four battle. You'll still have that battle of 6, 7, 8 clubs trying to get into it.
There's an extra place. There's an extra place there, and then there's another coefficient as well. There's three different coefficients. Based on fifth. There's a fifth place there, right? There's an additional place there, and then after that, then you could be within the coefficients to get yourself a position as well. So obviously not as much. Obviously there is a little bit more jeopardy, right? In terms of, well, if you're really fucking shit there, but chances are you're not going to be with the amount of money that's coming through. You do what it takes. So it doesn't. It's not like Super League where you can't. You definitely, as a founding member, you're guaranteed your spot. It's not as bad as that. But listen, it's probably going to be like that in 5 years. We'll see. It'll turn into a Super League. Yeah. With all that money, you'd probably fund two sides. And anyway, to be honest with you, you'll have your Premier League side and you'll have your Champions League side, and you'll mix and match the players. So you'll always have a strong following.
There's someone agreeing with you there in the chat. The new format in the Champions League is bad too. Why fix something that isn't broken? I don't understand. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's power play. It's money grab.
More money.
It's more business. That's what it is. That's the basics of it. And you don't give a shit about the fans. Let's be fair. That's another part of it. And that's why the fans are up in, history as well. History. Yeah. History.
It's more of the bigger clubs playing more often. That's what it is. So if we play Real Madrid now, and the last time we played them was 2000 and whatever date that was, right? We played them in the final, but we don't play Barcelona all the time. We don't play Inter Milan, AC Milan. We don't play any of those teams all the time. This time, if you're in the right pool, you're playing them every season. So you're going to have the big matches, United again too, all the top six against all the other clubs. You've got bigger matches coming through all the time, So from that perspective, there's bigger spectacles, more spectacles, and with more spectacles, you get more eyeballs. This is all about armchair viewers.
You're getting worse than mine. I love those one-liners, that, don't you? I'm going to bring Mick Moran in from the Copy Podcast. Mick, how are you?
How are we doing, fellas? I'm all good.
Hey, Mick, how's it going?
Nice little impromptu video. Let me get my camera sorted.
Come in for a few minutes. It's like meeting at a bar here. What do you want to drink? Do you want a Coke?
The strongest stuff, please, Dave.
Yeah, you fucking need it. Well, what's your take on all this craziness?
It's just, I can't fathom the thinking behind it, because I can't understand why these owners that we keep convincing ourselves that they're good, and we have done, and they've done a lot of good for us, obviously winning us, putting the plans in place for us to win the Champions League, win the Premier League and whatever else, but they keep making these mistakes where it's like, how many mistakes you want to make till you've burnt your bridges, and they've got to that point now, I'm afraid, because if Chelsea are pulling out, it looks like Man City are also going to follow suit.
Look at his comment here.
Not confirmed yet, but that's
not confirmed. But I think Chelsea is more or less confirmed. But even you only need one to leave it, the whole thing fucking crumbles anyway.
Exactly. But that's the thing, because even if Liverpool do pull out now, then how can they? I don't know how they can come back from this.
I think that the damage is done, Mick. Damage is fucking done. Yeah. They did the same with the furlough last year, although that wasn't as big and they had to backtrack on this. Now they're going to have to backtrack. I heard there was an FSG statement tonight at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. I don't know how real that is, but they're going to have to fucking come out and say something, and it probably will be, we made a mistake. Legacy, to the legacy fans, I'm very sorry. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you go from here, Keith? If you're John W. Henry tonight, horrid Henry, I call him. Horrid Henry. If you're horrid Henry, fucking cartoon, that's what he is. What do you do? I mean, they're over in Boston anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. Having your tea. Boston Tea Party.
He'd be sitting down with that other fund, was it Red Board or whatever they're called, and say, "Listen, lads, thank you."
They're involved. They're involved big time in this.
Listen, you gave us 10% there. Would you like to have a controlling? Because I'm getting the fuck out of here. It's really difficult for FSG to come back after this. Really difficult.
Yeah.
Even if they kind of go, shit, we're going to buy a load of players in the summer to appease the fan base, they're still not going to get their foot. They're still not going to get their way back into the hearts and minds of.
No, they're fucked. They're fucked now, I think, Mick. What do you think? I mean, I said yesterday, some show I was on yesterday, I think it was Lee Chappie, your man, the Leicester City guy. I was saying FSG are absolutely gone, no matter what happens. If it breaks down or goes through, the fans, once you lose the fans, it's like losing the team. I even think he lost the team, the players and the manager. They've lost the bloody manager.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking, meant to be clever businessmen, and to make mistakes like this where you kind of just go and
big mistake,
so underhanded with everything as well, just thinking, oh, we'll just do all this little dirty work behind closed doors, then we'll just lay it on them and go, oh yeah, and think the fans are just going to be that sound. And a team like Liverpool, who the whole collective is what makes us what we are, club, fans, owners. It needs to all be in sync. And if you don't have that, I'm afraid then there's only one winner, and it's usually the fans. So,
do you know what?
I can't see the thing. I honestly can't. But yeah, it's going to be. It's going to, if they do choose to stay, which I highly doubt, it's going to take fucking years and years of pumping money in that to get us back.
They want to get that Mbappe signed and done quickly.
Yeah, Mbappe and Haaland and fucking everyone. But even still, it's still.
No, they're fucked. They're fucked now. They're fucked.
That's how it tastes. I'll
tell you what the double jeopardy here as well, lads, is that this is how poorly this is going to reflect and work out in the end for the fans. Is that it's literally just going to validate, the approach that the EPL, Sky, and UEFA, their approach. So you're basically just validating. They're basically saying they're the good guys and the clubs are the bad guys, and everything we do is absolutely fine, and it's not absolutely fine. And that's what popped out at the tail end of this. So there's nobody coming out of this in any shape or form apart from UEFA and Sky and the broadcasters around Europe and the EPL, who basically just said, you know what, we can just go off and do what we were doing in anyway, which doesn't help the game at all, doesn't help you or I, doesn't help any of us, to be honest with you. It'll just continue to be ran the way it's ran, And as we know, it's a battle for eyeballs. It's a battle for eyeballs. That's all this is now at the moment. You don't give a shit about it.
I said it earlier. This reminds me of when I'm actually looking to change my phone. My contract's up, a 2-year contract with Tree or whatever you call them. And I said to the girl the other day, I says, I'm with you 10 years. And I have a high contract, it's about €80 a month. And I says, I'm with you, iPhone, top of the range iPhone. And she goes, she said, you're a legacy customer. In other words, you will always be with us. You can pay the money. We don't give a shit about you. But if you're a new customer, I'll give you an iPhone 12 for nothing. What? You know what I mean? That's basically fucking FSG. That's it. You know what I mean? Don't give a fuck about the proper fans, the legacy fans, as you call them, the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50-year fans that know everything about football, live, eat, and breathe it. They want the new fans playing on their PlayStation, the 18 to 24-year-olds that apparently Perez says don't even care about football, but they buy jerseys and they get subscriptions for television. That's what it's about. It's bullshit.
So do we think the clubs have basically turned around now and said, right, we're going to jump now, and if we don't jump now, they've probably been warned that if you jump now, right, there's not going to be any punishments, and we'll give you a little bit of a slap on the wrist, but there's going to be nothing in terms of point deduction. There's going to be nothing in terms of not fulfilling your places within the competitions you're still and they've just shot themselves, and the likes of Chelsea.
I'd say Chelsea shot themselves because they're in the semi-finals of the fucking Champions League.
Yeah,
they're in an FA Cup final. They're in an FA Cup final.
To win the league, right?
Yeah.
And Chelsea in the semi-final. So there you go, and that's why they fucking shot themselves. And
that's exactly why. That is exactly why I would say. But I look, even backtracking now. Fuck Chelsea. Chelsea are part of the problem, or the original problem, aren't they? Chelsea with Abramovich coming in and spending all that money. Liverpool have spent money, but over a longer time period. When Chelsea came in, it was just bang. I mean, Leicester City, to be fair, they did it the right way. Leicester City don't get the kudos for winning that bloody league title. I know it was a low points total, and they'd only Spurs up against them, or total bottlers. Top 6 team, them, a top elite side Spurs. But they don't get the kudos. I think that was absolutely brilliant for the Premier League that season. And that's one of the best. That was one of the best seasons ever. I know we won it last year. We were unbelievable. But we are Liverpool. But Leicester City winning it, that was just wow.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? We want to see effort being rewarded. We don't want to see, oh yeah, you can finish 9th, but you must be playing Real Madrid next week. We want to see if Liverpool go off a cliff and we go down to 10th, for hopefully not, but if that happens, we then deserve nothing. We don't deserve any European football because we're not good enough. And then it makes it all that more sweeter when you do get back. And like I said yesterday on one of our pods, like we weren't in the Champions League for I think 10 years ago. We were in it once in 8 years, I think, or something like that. And it's those trials and tribulations that when you do get it, it tastes all the more sweeter, and that's when you embrace it. And you're playing Real Madrid for the first time in 11 years in a knockout competition. That felt nice because it hadn't happened often, and it's little things like that where they just haven't completely thought it through, and they're just thinking of the money, of what they're going to get at the end of it, and that's what hurts the most. I think there's no afterthought for the fans or the stuff that they're going to completely take out with these plans. It's just all about money, and that's why I want to say I expected more of FSG, but from the small mistakes they've made and had to backtrack, it's kind of a bit naive of us to think that this is something new and that we should be surprised by, because it's kind of we should have expected it, really.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what I expected when I heard about Red Bird Capital? I think they're called, coming in, that American with LeBron James and all. They obviously knew something was going down. I know JP Morgan Chase, the big bank in America, hedge fund, whatever you want to call them, were involved in October, November about this. This wasn't done over the weekend, boys. This is a 6, maybe 12-month thing. But I think that Red Bird Capital eventually want to take over Liverpool. I think what they come in with a 10% stake, and every year we'll keep taking a stake away and get the 51 or 50, the 51, 52% controlling stake. And then FSG will finally pull out, take that money and walk away. I think that's part of the plan. And this deal here was part of Red Bird Capital's plan. And it looks like it's after fucking backfiring from day one. But you not think that Red Bird Capital thing was something to do with it? That they were coming in, right, we're going to come in here, set this league up, we'll come in. FSG, you can go off into the sun with a few quid in your back pocket in about maybe 5, maybe even when Klopp's going in 2024, something like that. What do you think, Keith? Maybe. No, I'm just guessing.
No, I suppose if a company's going to come in and spend over half a billion on investment in the club with a 10% stake, well then you don't blindside them with something a couple of weeks later with this thing. You don't, right? So they need to know what the long-term plans are for the club, and that's not like plans over 6 months. That's 12 to 24 months, maybe even longer than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, they knew about this. Is what I'm saying.
They knew about it.
They knew about it. Is what I'm saying.
This didn't happen overnight. It was really surprising to me, though. What's really surprising to me, though, is
they kept it quiet.
How quickly clubs are backing down, right? After the gun being put to their head, unless of course there's some sort of remediation going on in the background in terms of, right, we're going to give you a bit more of a slice. Let's have a look at the rules. We'll do a little bit better for you all year round, lads. Let's just start dropping out. It doesn't get back to the way we are. There's too much. They're all dropping like flies. There must be something going on in the background, and it's like a managed retreat now at this stage. I'd be amazed if someone's not being looked after in the background. Other than that, Chelsea pops out and a couple of them, and it then becomes the 9, and the 9 go forward. I don't know. It's just a fucking mess.
No. I think once Chelsea pop out, that's it. It's done and fucking gone. Because your man Perez said today or yesterday that the deal was done and no one could pop out. Did you see that, Mick? Your man, I don't believe anything out of him anyway. Your man Perez off Madrid, he's an absolute arsehole. But I just, listen, I mean, it's a shit show. It's a fucking shit. It's actually ruined. This season was bad enough. This season, I wanted this season over. Keith was talking about a reset. Let's get this fucking season over. If we get top 4, we get top 4.
We literally thought it couldn't get any worse, and it's just like, well, FSG was like, hold me fucking beer, lads.
Jesus Christ, this is as bad as it gets, I think. And I mean, there will be punishment, no matter what happens. Even if Liverpool pull out, there's going to be punishment, maybe points deducted. Or something's going to happen, guys. Something's going to happen.
I don't know. I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they'll do that. I think if anyone's dropping out, they've pretty much been told that's not going to happen. Otherwise, you'd have to follow through. You'd have to stay firm. I don't think there's going to be.
Maybe. They probably get slapped. They have to get slapped. They have to get slapped.
Listen, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as Hicks and Gillette, but it's not far off. It's not far off.
Yeah, I think it'll be a slap on the wrist because I think they'll just be happy that they've backtracked. I think it'll just be like, oh, thank God that like
put it off for another 10 years.
On it. And like you said, there's only 6 games left, so it's probably best that it's happened now, where we can kind of just stumble across the line. Hopefully, still get top 4 if top 4 is even a thing anymore, and then we can like you said, reset next year. And I thought this summer was going to be quite a big one anyway in terms of like us needing to strengthen. To kind of go again next year.
There you go. It's just popped up on my thing here. Chelsea and Man City are withdrawing from the Super League with immediate effect. Chelsea and Man City. And if Liverpool and United still there in the background going, what the fuck? We're being made look like dicks.
Listen, it looks like a managed retreat. We'll have a statement out from FSG. FSG won't come on. Theirs is what, 9 o'clock or 9:30 this evening. So
that's what I think there was meant to be a statement at 9:30 tonight. But now it'll be sorry, we made a mistake. All our legacy fans can get in free next year. You know, you can have a free season if the ground opens. Fucking absolute joke.
We look like idiots.
I've just saw a funny tweet there. Spurs win the inaugural European Super League after everyone else pulls out.
Oh, my fuck's sake. I don't know what to say. I mean, that game last night, Mick and Keith, it was surreal. It was like a friendly where, you know, it's on the telly and you're not really looking at it. You're watching it. But that was actually a big game for the club. Any other day, that was actually a huge fucking game. We played quite well in the first half, actually. Second half, that was the whole season encapsulated in one game for me. The first half was good. Second half was shite. That's basically it. Wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it was.
We should have chances to win it 3 or 4 times over, which is,
yeah, we should have put those chances away in the first half, but it was just, I think we were kind of just on autopilot first half, and then we just kind of ran out of steam. And I think you could see it was on the players' minds a little bit. I mean, the way we played wasn't great, and like you said, David, they kind of encapsulate our season completely, just missing chances and then giving away a goal towards the end and just crumbling a little bit, but. Yeah, it was obviously like Klopp having to give that interview before the game, just got completely thrown under the bus. So it's just like little things like that where you're like, it's just ridiculous.
Are we going to be the last one to pull out?
That's what I'm just looking at there. Look, the last one to pull out. It's looking like that. I mean, that's even worse. You know what I mean? I would have been better being the first team to break the mold. You know, like Chelsea say, well, Liverpool didn't. You know, they seen their fans' reaction. We'll pull out. Not being the fucking last with Madrid.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. I mean, that's even worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, there's a point there. Power of the fans. At least it does feel like, you know, fan power.
The legacy fans. That's what I call it.
Some sway in it due to this sheer. You know, I just think it's just a fucking shit show all over the place. You know, and like UEFA are just laughing now. They're just laughing, you know. So Sky are laughing, you know.
Well, they're laughing, but I'd say they're praying as well. They're also praying, Keith. They didn't want to fucking see the top 12 teams in Europe, maybe except for Bayern Munich.
Jim White with his yellow tie and transfer day, building up the transfers, talking about the totals. All that shite drives this agenda. Gets everybody hungry for more money and power.
Listen, and Sky can't wash their hands either. Sky can't wash. BT can't do it either. None of them can.
No.
UEFA, FIFA, as you said, They're all in the bleeding thing together. The whole lot. Nike, even Nike are with all their kits and the price of kits. Fucking €120 for a jersey. Come on. Do you know, let's be real.
Yeah.
I only bought the Liverpool jersey the other day because I got a notification saying half price, actually 60% off the home stadium jersey. I got it for $39.99. It was 120. Just give me that. I'll burn the fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? No. But I bought it just to have, and it's near the end of the season. That'll be changed again now in fucking June anyway. It'd be old.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to pop out. I've got to sort out.
Yeah, Keito, no problem, bro. You rock and roll. I'll talk to you midweek, yeah?
Yeah.
Talk to you midweek.
Mick, good to see you again. All right.
See you, mate.
See you, Keito. Right. You can go anytime you want, Mick. I'm just floating here.
Yeah, I was just
how are you? No, you've no Cupboy podcast tonight with Jay or anything?
No, we done a little one last night after the game and kind of just had a little chat then, a little 50-minute. That's probably our longest one. We've probably done 50 minutes. But
no, I seen you. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's a shit show, isn't it? I mean, no one knows. No one. It's the first time probably in, I don't know, in a long time. First time ever. I mean, the season was such a bad. We started it as champions. We started the season. We ended the last season actually poorly, if I remember, even though we'd won it. There was no fans in the stadium. We got beaten by Arsenal, got hammered by City. The writing was on the wall there for me with that defence, even with Van Dijk in it. And then all of a sudden, up to Christmas, we were okay, but the injuries eventually told on us. It told on us in the end. And to be honest, I just want this bleeding season over and refresh, get a few players in, hopefully get this Super League business behind us. It'll take a few days, a few weeks to die down, no matter what happens tonight, even if they all pull out tonight, which it looks like it's collapsing around us.
Yeah, like on the show last night, I was saying, like, I don't think it's gonna. I was surprised by what's happening tonight. I didn't think it'd be the day after. I honestly thought it'd be maybe a week or like a couple of weeks before people start.
Yeah.
But that's been a surprise to me. But that's just the power of like one of the comments said before, power of the fans, and they've underestimated completely the power of the fans in this country.
But how could who's working in the PR department for these fucking? They must have got the sack at this stage. They made a bollocks of the furlough. How did they underestimate that one? Then all you have to do is spend a few hours looking on YouTube to get the fact. Like, go on to Redman TV, the big profile channels, the likes of Anfield Rap. Like, what are you doing? You don't have to, spend much time. Even Sky Sports were interviewing fellas walking down the road, giving out shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm surprised that they've thought that, like, it's kind of like the thought of us as so lowly that it's kind of like we're an afterthought, and that's what's hurt the most, I think.
We are an afterthought. We already know that right now, that fans, never mind if you're a season ticket holder or a guy like me that goes off to Dublin every now or goes off to Liverpool from Dublin or anywhere in the world every now and again. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They want you to spend as much when you're there and buy as much in the superstore, that the big huge superstore that they built right beside the ground, by the way, and the jerseys, the price of the kits. I don't mind too much for adults stuff. It's the kids stuff that's crazy for me. Adults are adults. They can do what they want. They can spend the money. They can do, buy a jersey, buy whatever they want. But a kid at 7, 8, 9-year-old, you have 2 boys, 2 girls, and they want to get fully kitted out. I don't know whether you have or not, but that costs a fucking lot of money.
Yeah. No,
that's wrong for me. That's wrong.
Yeah. I haven't got any kids myself, so I don't have to worry about that one. But yeah, I see what you mean. Like, I got the kit myself I ordered it last week, and it came, would you believe, on was it yesterday when this kind of news broke? Yeah. Complete with fucking champions badge, and I was like, why of all days today?
Did you not have the Super League badge? No. I actually said the message when I ordered the jersey, the stadium. I says, "Can I have the Super League badge as well?" Fuck off! Oh, that stupid bastards! Right, Dave, I think you were laughing at that.
I'll have to jump off anyway, Dave. Nice one.
Yeah, no problem. I'm not going to stay on much longer, but it's just Mick Moran, if you want to call him Moran or Mick Moran, from the Cupboy Podcast. Check out the Cupboy Podcast on YouTube. Great content. Mick, stay safe. Talk to you soon, bro.
In a bit. Ta-ra.
Cheers. That was Mick Moran from the Copy Podcast. Check him out. Keith, my co-host, was on earlier too. But guys, that's the breaking news. Chelsea are pulling out. City are pulling out. Liverpool, not a word from Liverpool at the moment. Not an absolute word from Liverpool. Top 4 is still on, guys. Let's hope Chelsea lose tonight. Football is back. Damage is done, unfortunately. Eamon, the damage is done to the club, the brand. It'll take a while for us to gain back the confidence, but FSG's damage is big time done. What are they going to do? FSG are in trouble. Trouble. What an evening, says Helen. What an evening. Absolutely. Arsenal have pulled out. They're all pulling out. Oh my God. 1892 Reds podcast. You can pop in if you want. Give me a thumbs up if you want to pop in for a 10-minute chat. 1892 Reds podcast in the house. Yeah, Liverpool will be last. That's as bad as anything. Liverpool and Madrid in bed together. Oh, I don't like Madrid. I can tell you that much. Liverpool will have an FSG statement probably out tonight. We're very sorry to our legacy fans, and we're very sorry. We made a mistake. Let's hope we beat Newcastle on Saturday at Anfield. Let's get behind the team o'clock. Bullshit. So they have a lot to do. The 1892 Reds podcast, I'm going to pop in for a few minutes. I'll stay on for the hour, guys. What are we, 41? We'll stay on for another little while. I'm enjoying this, and it looks like the tide is turning for us and for everybody else. Hopefully this bullshit is going to come to an end. So where have we got 1892 podcast? Somewhere. There we go. This is good news, but still, as I say, the damage has been done. So 1892 Reds podcast, I'm going to pop in for a few minutes. Give me their up to date, what they, because I've been live for the last 41 minutes and haven't seen anything. My phone's been buzzing, Klopp's been ringing. Chelsea, Man City are preparing to withdraw. Wow. Ooh, that's a terrible image. Come on, Liverpool. Don't look bad. They've already looked bad. 7 billion counter offer from UEFA has changed their tune quickly. See, that was it. Leverage. All about leverage, baby. All about the Benjamin Franklins. I think it's up by 3 billion. Something like that. Crazy stuff. Why are we talking so long to withdraw from this? And why the hell are we waiting for others to toe the line, says Jason? Exactly. I mean, Liverpool's bib has been burnt over this, and it's just crazy stuff. I have Luke in from the 1892 Reds podcast. Let's see what Luke has to say. Luke, let's have you in here now, bro. If I can press this button. How are you, Luke? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, Dave. How you doing, mate? All good?
What do you think of the breaking news? You've probably been watching it more than me. If you've any news.
Yeah, like I think the last hour I've just seen like my in-laws are all Chelsea and they're outside protesting outside Stamford Bridge. So it's I mean they're obviously them pulling out first and obviously Man City just following up after. It's all, I mean, Ricky said to me earlier as well, Liverpool and United are going to probably be the last two standing.
Yeah, they are.
And I mean, FSG for me, that's it. Like I to be honest, from the start of the season, I mean, I backed them for the success with the league, the Champions League. Obviously, this season was obviously going to be huge with the summer transfers, but you know, they tried it with, you know, the ticket prices from early on in their tenure.
The furlough last year. The furlough last year.
The furlough last year, saying that they've got no money, but they'll allow the government to pay 80%. I mean, for me, it's just nailed it on the head now. They've got to go. Like I'm fully behind FSG.
Yeah, they're in trouble now. There's going to be. I tell you, Anfield on Saturday is against Newcastle. There's going to be problems for FSG. But the problem is FSG aren't even there. They're not even in England. They're in Boston. They're in America.
I think that's the thing. I think like you've got. I think not just Liverpool. Like if you look at the other 5 clubs, apart from probably Levy,
Daniel Levy's the only one.
Yeah, like
Kroenke doesn't even live in the States as well.
I don't think Kroenke knows where Arsenal is. Like,
Abramovich isn't allowed back into England.
No,
you know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. Sheikh Mansour, whenever is he at the games? He's probably in the Emirates or in Dubai or whatever. I mean, and the same with the Glazers. I mean, they're fixing windows, the Glazers. That's what they should be doing. But that's the problem. I mean, they're smashing windows all over the place. They were involved in originally United and Madrid, and I could understand Madrid being involved. Barcelona and Madrid are in trouble financially. They needed to do something because they're going to collapse after this now. If this collapses, they'll probably collapse. And that's because the money's in the Premier League, let's be fair. That's where the money is. And it's the only league that makes big money. But I'm very surprised that Liverpool. I'm actually embarrassed by Liverpool. And this legacy fan thing, calling fans legacy fans. I don't know whether you read that, but that's actually an insult.
I think, Dave, I think you nailed it on the head, mate. As a Liverpool supporter, I'm embarrassed. You know, it's like I watched the game last night, and obviously it now goes down as a disappointing result if we pull out of it. It's
over now. Everyone's pulling out. You only need one team to pull out, and it was over. It's over.
Yeah,
one team.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I just felt so ashamed and embarrassed as a Liverpool fan. It was just, you know, like all that. You know, I've watched Liverpool for, you know, in my lifetime about 20 years or over 20 years, and you know, I've seen, you know, history like, you know, Gerrard's against Olympiacos, the Champions League final, FA Cup finals, you know, obviously the Premier League, Champions League, etc. But you know, all that to be ended by just like one person, like, you know, and as we've all said as Liverpool supporters, what's our motto? You'll never walk alone. Like, and it was just literally like in tatters, like from this one bit. And no, I'm fully FSG out now. Ricky said it from the start of the season.
It's just they've dirtied their bib now. The furlough was bad enough. A lot of people were giving out about them anyway, even because of the transfers and non-transfers and all this. But this is like a kick in the fucking. This is a kick in the teeth.
100%.
This is, you know, the final straw. Well, I'm just trying to get someone else in here. This is the final straw. This is fucking. I don't know where you come back from this. I really don't. How you come back from this, FSG? I don't know. I'm just going to send this now, whether he comes in or not. I think he's live. Let's have a look. But I think Jack Mack was live as well. Was he earlier?
Yeah, he was live earlier. He was asked. I'm trying to think if he's not live at the moment, but he was live earlier, I think.
But I don't see Barca and Madrid going under though. Too big to fail. I don't know. I know Barcelona are under huge financial pressures. Their loans are fucking.
I mean, is it like? I think Barcelona's like, was it 1.3 billion or something like that?
Yeah.
And I was having a chat.
In debt.
I mean, I was having a discussion with my brother. He's an Arsenal fan, and he was saying to me, like Real Madrid and Barcelona will probably be more than happy to go ahead with it because the Spanish league is so boring, and because of their debt as well. Like mainly, as you said, you know, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and probably Atletico would take that. But seeing this now with the Premier League teams just saying no, we don't want it.
It's a bad taste in the mouth. Keith was on with me earlier, and we had Mick Moran from the Cowboy podcast in, and as we said, we didn't think this season could get any fucking worse. This has been a night. This is a season that, like last year, lifted a trophy, Premier League champions, first time in 30 years, World Club Cup, Super Club, European champions 2019. The year before, in the final, we lost ultimately, but played unbelievable rock and roll football. It's getting good. It's getting better. Let's build like a dynasty going forward. Then COVID hits. Everything changes. No fans, which is a big loss to Anfield. Let's be fair. Mm-hmm. And then this fucking shit. We lose games, lose players, injuries. VAR comes in as well. It's another disaster. You have to look at that. And now this. Fuck, what else is going to happen? Would it be an earthquake or meteorite or something else? A comet will hit us tomorrow. I mean, this is just, anything could happen this year. This is crazy shit. It's been terrible. It's been terrible.
I think also, like, I mean, obviously, I know the fans have done everything they can, and the protests at all the Premier League grounds. But I think, you know, just seeing some of the players that have come out, like the game last night, you see James Milner come out and said that he doesn't want it. I mean, Patrick Bamford made a good point about they're all over this Super League, but when it comes to racism, like they just sweep it under the carpet.
Do you know what it is? Priorities and money.
Yeah.
And when money comes into it, there's only one winner, and it's money. And the other thing is, Henderson today needs a big shout out. I've seen John Moore and a few of them, Cedric putting in a few things about Hendo, the captain, fantastic. Henderson meeting the captains. That could have pulled it as well. You wouldn't know. With the 6 Premier League captains, including Henderson, of course, having a chat, probably a Zoom call or something like that, chatting to them to say, listen, boys, But you have to remember with the players, they're on contracts. And I was always thinking to myself, I was only thinking yesterday, the likes of Mo Salah and Bobby, the big contract boys, it's not my contract I have to play in the Super League, which would knock me out playing for my country. Now, most of them, I know a lot of people not as mad about playing for the country like they used to, but definitely Mo Salah does, Bobby Firmino does, Alisson does, some of the English lads. So I don't know how they were going to fix the round hole with a square peg. What were they thinking?
I was talking to Ricky and my brother about players like Harry Kane, for example. Like, he's obviously on an England point of view. He's probably on big wage at Spurs. If they turn around and said to him that he can't play international football, who's gonna want to buy his contract out? I can see Ricky on the comment there.
Ricky? Yeah.
Like, who's going to want to buy his contract out? And then obviously after that, someone's then got to give him a new contract within this, if he stayed within the Premier League, like a different club. Like, it's just so much politics behind it. And I'm just glad now it's actually escalating quite quickly. Like, it's not sort of dragged over for weeks.
Well, with the Premier League met before lunch, the 14 other clubs, and obviously they had a statement saying they weren't happy, and there was going to be sanctions and stuff. Now, they must have turned around to the 6th chairman and said, "Listen, lads, you're not playing Premier League. You're going to be thrown out of the Premier League. City, you're not winning the league. United, you're not coming second. West Ham and Leicester are going to go for the league here. This type of thing, and UEFA are going to do the same in the Champions League, Europa League. It's just going to happen. You're not going to be in it. You're not going to be fucked out. Roma are going to play Villarreal Europa, and PSG, even though I don't like them, and they probably would end up in the bleeding Super League anyway, because that's the type they are, will be handed the Champions League, because the other three are in the Super League. So I just think, why did they not think something like this would happen? I just can't. It doesn't make sense. It's like something a child would do.
I think it's as you said, Dave, there's one winner and that's money. Like, everyone
but it hasn't won. It
hasn't won now, no. But I just think, these owners. I mean, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? They didn't realise how important, and especially in the English game, in the Premier League, I mean, how important fans are, because it's not like a franchise in the States. It's historical. It's my father, my son, my granddad, my grandma, my granddaughter, my mom, my wife, my sister. It's a sort of a family thing. Even over here in Ireland, like, I follow Liverpool. All my brothers are Liverpool fans. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's no way one of them's going to be a United fan. It's just not going to happen. And that was back in the 80s. It's just not. It was even worse in the 80s. But you know what I mean? It's historic. I've followed them since the 80s, mid 80s. So how did they think people were just going to lie down and say, go on with your Super? Fuck the Premier League, the FA Cup. Should the FA Cup and League Cup have been destroyed anyway? They're not what they used to be. In the 80s, 90s, the FA Cup was everything. I used to remember waking up on a Saturday morning, getting ready to watch the whole build-up, 6-hour bleeding build-up to the show. That's gone. That's gone probably forever now, the FA Cup. The only way you get the FA Cup back is if you gave it a Champions League spot. Yeah,
there you go.
I mean, I think the FA Cup's a big one, and I agree with you. I do think that they should try and make it a bit more sort of creative. I mean, they done it with the Europa League a couple of years ago, didn't they? They said if you win the Europa League, you're going to Champions League.
Yeah, and it makes it worth winning, doesn't it?
Yeah, and
not only do you win a trophy and a few quid, not as much as Champions League, but you win a fucking Champions League spot, which is worth what? 20 million or fucking 40 million or something.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think FA Cup, they should probably do that as well, because you've seen it. I can understand the League Cup that players will want to, well, not players, like teams will want to rotate their squads around, etc.
The League Cup was never really. I mean, the League Cup used to be the Milk Cup, the Zenith Cup. I don't know how many names you can call it. The Coca-Cola Cup.
Yeah, I mean, probably when I started watching it, it was the
Zenith. Do you remember the Zenith?
I did remember. I heard of it.
The Zenith Cup.
I remember
it's like being on Mars. The final was in fucking Mars. The Zenith Cup. Jesus Christ. That's where the Super League was going, by the way. If it ever founded in 50 years, he'd be playing the fucking final of the Super League on Mars.
But I mean, I remember the League Cup was the Worthington Cup. That was probably when I first saw it. I remember we beat. Was it Birmingham? I think we beat on penalties. I think
penalties. Robbie Fowler scored. Yeah, lovely goal actually. Volley.
I just.
That was under Kenny. He came back. Remember?
That was.
sorry, that was Cardiff.
Yeah, I was at that game,
That was
the Liverpool
Cardiff.
Cardiff
We
game.
had that game, yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Adams.
Cardiff, wasn't it?
penalty.
Cardiff City.
That's the one.
Yeah.
We went 1-0 down and then skirt a week.
Sorry. The Birmingham one was the treble season. Well, treble season. The League Cup.
Yeah.
The FA Cup and UEFA Cup.
Yeah, because I remember that one.
Was
it Dirk Kuyt scored, and then it was like a minute from time they equalised.
That's right.
Because Steven Gerrard's cousin missed a penalty. Was it Paul Gerrard?
Oh, Ed Woodward has resigned.
Wow.
Where are we getting all this news from? Is this all bullshit or real?
No.
Let's get these up on Twitter here, baby. It's all hitting the fan now, baby.
Yeah,
it's hitting it live.
Ed Woodward has resigned from chairman of Manchester United.
Whoa.
TalkSport has also confirmed the Super League is off.
Yeah, it's all over the shop here. It's all over the shop. We're going live. Klopp's on the phone. How are you, Klopp? Sorry. Talk to you later. Right? But
Florentino Perez has just said, "Am I afraid the clubs may leave the Super League? No, the situation is so serious. Everyone's okay to complete the project and find a solution."
It's over, boys. It's over. Jeez, I would have felt better if we beat Leeds last week. Top four's back on, baby. But oh, for fuck's sake. Ed Woodward has resigned. Who else could go at Liverpool? Your man Billy Hogan is the new CEO of Liverpool. He took over from Peter Moore, by the way, last year. Maybe Peter Moore seen this coming and says, I don't want to have anything to do with this because he's a proper Scouser. And, well, he's American, but he's got a good Scouse accent. Billy Hogan, remember, I think he was the business commercial manager of Manchester United, by the way, at one stage. Then he came in at Liverpool to do the commercial. Now, he did a good job there with Night Deal and all that. But he's the new CEO. It's all about money. That just tells you one thing. It's money, money, money. The ABBA song.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, Woodward. I say Mark Goldbridge is live now. Would you? I say Goldbridge is live.
He probably want the job.
I have to send him a message. Yeah, no, he be live now. Fuck, I was watching him today. 32,000 in live.
Wow.
32,000, and the comments at the side, they were just
yeah.
How are you meant to read the comments? I'd rather about 10 or 12 in, because at least you can read the comments. But
I'm happy with that as well, to be fair on my one.
Frightened Klopp will leave. No, I don't think Klopp's going anywhere now.
No, I don't think he will. I think even if we do finish outside
she's
the
live,
top
Abigail.
four, I think even if we finish outside the top four, I think he'll stay anyway.
Oh no, I mean, if he was going to leave, he was going to leave yesterday.
Yeah.
If he's going to leave, he's going to leave when he heard this news, wasn't he? Think about it. He's not going to leave, and it's not happening. I mean, even heard him yesterday saying he wants to stay for the fans and he wants to get a solution. I'd say Klopp was on the phone to Henry now. But you don't think the managers now were on the phones today? The fans and we're on saying, listen, this is a bad idea. You want to step away from this quick before you wait for me on Thursday. Because when you wait for me on Thursday, they're going to fucking throw you all out of the Champions League and you won't be even in it next year. Like, there's a good chance a sanction could come in now and say, whoever finishes top four this year won't get in. That's your slap. That's your 20 million slap. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's possible still, because they have to. Something has to happen. You can't just say, "Oh, sorry, don't do it again." You're a bold boy.
And just, I mean, all jokes aside, like Man City have been done twice nearly. So obviously, like, surely they can't, get away with it for a third time.
Why not? They get away with everything. So they got away with the money thing, the FFP.
Yeah, I mean that's completely gone as well. Like financial fair play. That's just.
I mean, it's just. I'm just looking here, trying to see if there's any more. Oh wow! Yeah, it's all breaking. It's breaking all over the shop, but in a good way, and I suppose in a good way, because we just want this nightmare to end. But the problem is, as I said to Keith and as I said to Mick earlier, there's a lot of damage done. There's a lot of collateral damage going to come out of this in the next few days, next few weeks. The likes of FSG, ownership. There's Ed Woodward gone. You'll see other people going. Chairman, maybe owners, whatever, floating out. I don't know what the hell's going to happen here. The Cop Council, the fans have won, says Connor. You can pop in for a few minutes if you want. Connor, give me the thumbs up if you want to come in. Say your piece. We'll stay on for another few minutes if Connor wants to come in from the Cop Council. Chelsea prediction against Brighton. Now that it matters. I hope they brighten up my day by beating Chelsea. That's what I hope. I was walking around on Monday like a bleeding zombie, to be honest. I thought Liverpool were fucking. I thought it was dead. I thought it was. I thought this was it. You know what I mean? This is gonna be it. Now it still could be it, but look at it. There has to be some sanction. You can't just let this be such a big thing and then just walk away and say, sorry, we won't do it again.
Yeah, that's I agree with you. Like, there's
so
nothing.
Something's got to be done. Watch this space. Watch this space. So even if Liverpool do get top 4, let's say we win all our games, chance might be in it next year by UEFA either. UEFA could say, hold on, you 6, dirtied your bib. You're not coming in next year, but that's it. We'll call it quits. You know what I mean? It's possible.
And that's not even.
It is possible.
That's for everything. That's not even just the Champions League. That's Europa League. And then the thing is, it might never be for a year. They could do it for a couple of years. Like I mean, they
don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to rock the boat and say, well, you're going to do it in a couple of years. We're better off just doing the Super League then, aren't we? I'd say these deals are already done. Let's be fair. I'd say there definitely will be some sort of sanction. I'd say that's what's hit the. I'll leave it for tonight. No problem, Connor. But I'd say that's exactly what happened. Share the stream. Like the stream, guys. We'll stay on for another few minutes. If you want, Luke, we'll just stay on and something else might break. something else might break. Liverpool might actually say, oh, we've left too. But I mean, there's a lot of things that have come out of this. As you said, fan power, they didn't realise fan power for a start. What? They must be living on cloud fucking cuckoo land. I know they're millionaires. Some of them are billionaires, live in a bubble and don't really interact with normal people. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't eat normal food, don't live in normal houses.
I just can't believe
that song, Pulp. Remember that? I want to be like common people. I want to be like every legacy fan. I want to be like common people. I want to win the league like every fan. That's it. But they obviously don't have a Pulp album. So I think that's the problem.
As I said, I just can't believe John Henry, what he's like. The couple of situations
Horrid Henry.
Yeah,
Horrid Henry. Yeah. That's what I call him.
The situations that have happened before, when how has he not seen? I mean, the ticket scenario, for example, when the fans walked out. Surely he's seen at that time that the fans at Liverpool especially are just so crucial for the club. And I heard you say, Dave, before many times that Liverpool are the people's club. We and has he not? He's been at the club long enough.
We've damaged that. That's damaged. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just going to send out a tweet here, just to say we're live. Breaking news! And we're live. Send out a few tweets there. We try to get a few people in for the last. This is just one of those nights, isn't it?
It's massive. It really is. Usually Tuesday or Wednesday nights you're preparing for Champions League, not teams leaving the Super League. But it's actually huge news coming out.
It is. It's crazy. Yeah. Big up the legacy fans. I'm going to get a T-shirt. Or do you know what would be good? The new jersey I'm getting, the Liverpool jersey that I got for half price. Legacy on the back. Legacy. That's a new name.
Get 21.
Dave's Legacy Chats. Dave Legacy Chats. The new name of the channel, Dave's Legacy Chats. Oh, for fuck's sake. Actually, I'm going to put that out here. That's my new name. Dave's, I love it. Dave's Legacy Chats is live.
Juventus' president's gone as well.
Who?
Juventus' president's gone as well.
Fucking hell. They're obviously, all them are working in it behind. They were all working on this behind.
Could you imagine the news if it comes out and says that John Henry's resigned or something like that? Whoa, that would be.
Well, I mean, what do you do? I mean, everything's fucking happening now.
So I've just seen something.
Jack Mack is coming in. Jackie boy.
According
to
news
is breaking.
FSG looking to sell Liverpool. There's a couple of sources coming out.
For fuck's sake. Here we go. Jack Mack is in the house. Jackie boy. The news is breaking. It's breaking all over the shop.
Shouldn't even be in this situation, should we?
We shouldn't be.
Yeah,
but
disgusting. But
I say United are delighted Woodward's gone because he was a fucking joke.
Yeah, this is the start of not just financial statistics, really. It's about kicking every sour apple out of football. Racism, I hope we have the same passion about driving that out of the game. Every aspect that is affecting football in every aspect. I know I'll be driving that same passion in which I've been speaking to you, mate, and Luke and everyone on every platform. This is only the start of trying to
get FSG out.
Get the evil people with
Andy, I don't think there's any way back for them now, Jack. I mean, no. I just can't see it. I mean, they could even go fucking tonight. I know there's a big statement tonight. They probably leave it till tomorrow, but everyone's falling. The chips are falling, baby.
Yeah, as it says. Thank you for having me on, Dave. Apologies if I do disappear. I'm on low battery.
What?
I'm on low battery.
You're low battery?
Yeah.
That's that FSG battery you're using.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just thank you for having me on, mate. And it's good to speak to you, Luke. I've got my video uploading now, so obviously.
Oh, the one with all the comments?
Yeah, got everyone involved in that. So.
Who'd you get on it?
Quite a lot of people. I tried to get Luke on, but obviously.
Yeah, I'm so busy at work, literally. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
I will be getting Luke on when he's.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be good.
Do you know what? I'm going to do something similar. We're going to get a few people, maybe 6 or 7 people, for just with this news. You know what I mean? What do you think of this? Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Thursday. You know, I know. Coppish, Callum, and Mash do it, and Drifty. They ask viewers to send in, a video of a post-match, like a little 160-second, chat about what they thought of the game or what did they think of the FSG or whatever. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I think Callum might be coming on my channel on Thursday for our Newcastle preview.
Oh, Callum's.
I'm thinking, like me and Ricky have said, like as much as we want to talk about the Newcastle game, obviously this news coming out is going to be huge. For the next couple of days.
Yeah. Now Callum is sound. I got to know Callum quite well recently. Matt as well. Don't know Drifty well, but I was on the Coppish recently. I had them laughing their heads off. We were talking about bleeding steak sandwiches, I think, for most of the bleeding channel. But James Redmond, I'm actually trying. I'm in touch with now, and I'm going to do a video soon with him. He's quite. He can speak.
Yeah,
he can speak. But I'll get in touch with him soon. Well, he follows me on Twitter, but he's always busy. He's so fucking busy. He's exploded. He's exploded in the last year. United shares are plummeting. Yeah, that's good news. Well, it's not to say it's good news, but you know what I mean.
I'm just happy that the arrogance that everyone spoke about on every platform, sheer audacity. It's standard people with money thinking that they can be the whipping boys for everyone lower down, especially in football clubs, and it's good. And hopefully this is the start of.
What were he thinking, Jack? What the fuck were he thinking?
It's not just the owners. We've got to talk about Sky. They're an issue in football as well. The control, the sheer monopoly in which they have in controlling games of football. Every aspect, mate, as we've already mentioned, racism, we need to discuss that as well, and driving that out of the game, uniting with everything, mate. But obviously this is the start today. I just can't believe they had the bottle and they haven't even got the backbone. I bet you none of these big people will have the backbone to do interviews. They'll just release a half-hour.
Oh yeah, statement,
10 words.
From the winery. A statement from the winery there at the bottle of wine. Look,
I just seen Barcelona and Atletico have also withdrawn as well.
Oh, it's all over. But I haven't heard that from Liverpool. That's even more disappointing than anything else. I mean, they're really, what are they doing?
I think they. Yeah, I've read it. Did you see Hendo? I think Hendo. He was.
We gave Hendo a shout out earlier for his captain.
With what
you do, Jack?
FSG were taken aback by the leadership in. What I love is about Jurgen Klopp, mate. He, if you want to believe all the rumours, he was absolutely after the abuse his players got and the club got. He is a Liverpool man. He is the spearhead of this great football club, like Shankly was all those years on, like Shankly and the managers that have gone before. They're proud to represent this football club, and I wouldn't want any other man to control to be the figurehead of this football club. And he's made change. The players have made change. The people, basically their own owners from every aspect, the 6 clubs and every club in and around Europe as well, through their players and managers and the physios and everyone under the bus really, and they've said no.
I'd say Sky Sports News are having orgasms now in behind those desks. We can't believe the amount of news that's coming in. Oh, hold on, someone else has resigned. He's resigned. Someone's on the phone. What's going on? It's like transfer day gone.
It's like deadline. Yeah, it's like deadline day.
Jack's got his battery. Jack's FSG battery has just died. But Jay is in the house. Evening, lads. Any good news? Any good news, Luke? The last 20 minutes?
Can't think of any. Dave, about you? You think of any?
Not yet. I haven't heard from FSG yet. I'll tell you when I hear from them. But we're starting to smile a little bit more now than we were an hour ago.
The Chelsea game's been postponed.
Ooh.
I mean, there's
interesting.
With massive protests outside the stadium, as I mentioned earlier. But if that's true, then that'd make it a bit harder for them, really, because like you're playing a bit more.
Here's another one. Andre Agnelli was the president of Juve. He was the one who was at the forefront of this, wasn't he? Your man Perez from Madrid, he's got to go. He was the chairman of the fucking thing. He has got to go. He has got your man Perez. You know, Florentino Perez. He's an absolute arsehole, that fella.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him. I think every year, like you just see his name pop up when Real Madrid made a big signing, and you're thinking to yourself, like not him again. You know, like it's just. I think I agree with you. I think these people are just like they've had their day now. I think they've just got to go.
Yeah, Jamie Butterworth, stay safe, my friend. We'll have you in again if you ever want to come on, Jamie. Stay safe. Enjoy your night. Let's watch for this FSG news. That's the big one. Chelsea board have bottled it. Haven't heard from Spurs or Arsenal though. What did you hear that from Spurs or Arsenal?
Leave Spurs in there. Leave Spurs and Arsenal in there. They'll be all right.
Well, that's true.
I mean, as much as we obviously joke about it, I think Arsenal have said that they've pulled out. I think Spurs, Liverpool, and United are the only 3. But United's news with Woodward resigning probably
Woodward's
shows.
Gone. Yeah. The equaliser, Woodward. He's gone. Who else we got here? Chelsea. 8:15 kickoff. There must be a protest or some security issue, probably. Maybe with that game, but I mean, they want that to go. They'd want that to go ahead, you know.
I've just seen something and turn it into a documentary, like the two.
What?
Someone just put on Twitter, turn all of this into a Prime Video documentary.
Yeah, it'd be on fucking watch your Amazon Prime next.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I seen a tweet from Amazon Prime on Twitter earlier, and they were saying, "Oh, we won't show any Super League. We won't show any Super League pay-per-view game or anything like this. We're not involved." You know? Yeah, right. Where there's money involved, you will be involved. You would have been involved. Let's be real about it. They're as bad as anyone. That Amazon Prime. Everyone pulling out now, as far as I'm concerned. Still not getting pat on the back from me. No, ain't getting a pat on the back from me either. FSG have got to go, my friend. FSG are going probably in the summer.
If they do decide to sell them, like, do you think Redbird come in maybe for a big bid? Like, because obviously they got the 10% stake.
Jack couldn't stay away. Look, he's fixed his battery. And Jack Mac LFC is back.
Carry on, Luke. Carry on. Forget about me. Carry on.
No, you're all right. But we were just saying there that like this is. I'm going to stay on for a little while because this is breaking historical news, I suppose. This is like, you know, it is historical, I suppose. Really,
revolution.
Yeah, it's a bit of a revolution going on here in football, and as you say, the fans are at the forefront of possibly player power involved. The likes of Hendo, the captain's involved. Probably went up to the chairman and said, "Listen, lads, you know, this ain't good. This ain't
I don't think you were that kind, Dave. I think you told him to F off.
Well, I'm being kind. I'm being fucking kind.
It's good to see it, though, innit, it, lads, that everyone brands footballers with, oh, they don't care about these clubs. And it's good to see that they have got a bit of heart about themselves, and not all of them are greedy millionaires.
No, but the thing about it is, Jack, the biggest fucking thing I can't believe is these guys are billionaires. That, like, if you combine the wealth of the 6 clubs, the owners. It's into the bleeding billions. They would have the best PR men, the best fucking PR companies, JP Morgan Chase involved. How the fuck did he not realize this was a dead rubber? Like, I can't understand.
It's people power, isn't it? If you look throughout society as well, in certain points in world, when people have wanted change and they demanded change, the authorities within have had to listen to the people and listen to football fans. They had no other issue, like there was no other alley or corridor to run down. There was no PR spin they could throw about. The decision making was wrong, and it was so massively wrong and misjudged from them.
No matter what happens now, Jack, it's left a fucking sour taste in our mouths anyway. No matter what, even if we scrape into top 4 now, it still doesn't. There's still a problem. You know what I'm saying? There's still a problem.
It's the future as well, and it, Luke, as well. Like when we go forward now, it will always be, but your club, even though it wasn't us fans or the players or managers, it would it'd be like, but yeah, I remember when you a lot of people out there hated Liverpool themselves, and it's they really hate Liverpool.
I think I fully agree with you, Jack. I just think it's, I'd say Liverpool and United, and obviously don't get me wrong, the 6 are involved, but I'd say Liverpool and United will probably be the main 2 because of the history and because of
Gary Neville's happy tonight. Look, but his rant. I mean, Gary Neville can't exactly, wash his hands free of it either. I mean, let's be real here. A real fan, but
who would you like to see sort of buy the club if FSG announced they're going to sell it?
Who I'd really like to buy the club? I'd love the fans to be able to buy the club. All have a stake in it. A few million fans, have a, whatever the club's worth. What's the club worth now? About 5 billion.
Yeah,
roughly, isn't it? 10% was $500 million, so it's about 5.2 billion or something like that. That's a lot of money.
It's about the regulations in it, lads. Obviously, everyone's spoken highly of the Bundesliga model, 51% share. It's as we've already mentioned. There's so many aspects that need discussion in football. Tickets, people around the world. It's so difficult to get tickets, or people locals as well. Every fan around the world coming to the game. They've been priced out of football. So many people out there that can't even afford to get Virgin Media or Sky, and they have to listen to football on the radio. People are forced down that corridor, and football should be accessible for whatever walk of life you are or society. It brings people together and around the world, and obviously there's no barricades up for anyone. If you want to come and support a football club, I've met you and Luke, and I've the privilege to speak to all your subscribers and just fans around the world. It's amazing. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, it is damaged, though. I mean, it'd be like you have a bit of a sprained arm or broken leg. You have to put a cast on it for a few months, and you're not out of the woods yet. Like, there's going to be repercussions for if there is going to be a slap coming from the Premier League and possibly UEFA. There has to be some sort of a slap.
Yeah,
I don't know what it'll be. Whether they're banned next season, maybe. I don't know.
Didn't the Premier League come out with? Because I know the clubs obviously wanted a bit more security with the financial side of it because of COVID. But didn't the Premier League come out and give all the 20 clubs a bundle and say, like, look, we're gonna cover obviously all the losses from revenue, etc. Now
I don't know. I don't know.
And these 6 have done this.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing.
For me, if I was on charge of that board, if I was in charge of the FA or the Premier League, I'd be like, right, you've made a mistake. Yes, we'll give you a points deduction, but you have got to, everyone, not just the 6, the people at the top of the English game and in and around Europe, help support the lower league teams. Give them a bigger portion than the 1.5 million that they were struggling to pay. Yes, clubs are being impacted by COVID, but it's about financing and being clever with the money in which you have. If the players turn around and go, right, we won't get paid for 2-3 weeks or even a month, so you could pay for a lot more people lower down the pyramid, I think they'd agree with them.
Like, I see North Red has a point here. Why don't fans go to Sky and BT, rearrange games, pay-per-view, huge subscription fees, and all that's criminal. And as I said earlier with Keith, I'd Keith on with me, and I'd Mick Moran from the Cupboard podcast. The fucking price of jerseys, the price of kits, the price of merchandise at that superstore in Liverpool or online is absolutely outrageous, Jack. I mean, we were in the Liverpool superstore back in 2019. I remember going in with you and you were buying that new Nike jersey or the Liverpool home jersey.
Yeah.
But by the time you get the bloody name on the back, by the time you get the number on or all the bloody badges for an adult, what are you, over £100 at least stadium?
Yeah. It's demanding change like we've done, like every fan around the world over the last 48 hours. If everyone stopped buying the shirts, they'd have to be backed into a corner yet again, and they'd have to reevaluate the dealings. Yes, big clubs and clubs around the world want to buy players, but at the expense of what? They get enough money through TV revenue and other advertisement revenues as well. And everyone with the comments as well is absolutely spot on.
Well, look at this comment here from, what's it, Zeke Comfacey, whatever you're into. I think every club should have the ability to control their own viewing rights. I'd like to see the fan subscriptions. That's a big, now that would take more than a few years to work out, because it's like a footballer have their, Ronaldo, Messi, the big footballers have their image rights, that way. Like if you have a picture of them and all, they own a percentage of. I mean, Jack, it's a fucking minefield.
Jack, I think as you said, like, with the club shirts, for example, like Liverpool will sell their night shirt for £100, wherever it is at the start of the season. And I think, was it about a few weeks ago, you say, oh, look, we can buy this for £30. Like, let's buy the home shirt for £30 now. They're still making money even now. Like,
I bought the home jersey, Jack, on Saturday. Before all the shit broke, it was only €39, which is only about 33, 34 £34. Yeah. The home jersey, the stadium jersey.
Lads, you're older than me. Did it used to be? No, just kidding. It's just me. I didn't come out. I didn't come out earlier. But yeah, it was £25 in and around that a couple of years gone. Obviously in the 90s, and that was it. The kits. How much were the kits back in the 90s?
I first started paying about 30.
They were always there. They were always there. Yeah. They were always expensive.
They creeped up and that. But
Nike are famous for their prices. Nike are famous for high prices. You
have to look at the shoes and which.
Yeah, well, there. Look at the runners or trainers, whatever you want to call them. The other thing is as well. And when I get that jersey, I should come in the post tomorrow. It's just a coincidence. It'll come in the post tomorrow. I'm going to have Legacy fan on the back. Legacy, baby. Dave's Legacy Chats. Dave's Legacy Chats. That's my new name.
I might create a new intro for our podcast.
Dave's Legacy Chats.
Well, Tron music and everything.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And live. FSG should sell the club to Klopp and the fans. Have you got $5.5 billion in your back pocket? Because that's what we're worth on the
open market. I'll chip in a five if I can.
It'd be some irony if a big bleeding Arab oil company or an oil emirate came in for us now, wouldn't it? If FSG sold out, wouldn't it? That'd be interesting. Guys, I just don't know what to say. It's been a historic night. Any other news, Jack? Are you watching that in there? Or are you just contemplating the night? And on Liverpool FC's website.
Yeah, no, it's not yet, but you've got the tails in between the legs, haven't they, boys, and everyone at home. So it's a matter of when, not if, they've been backed into a corner. And it will be a case of Liverpool having to withdraw. Because it can't be just like Man United and City or whoever's left in it, that them just competing in a three-table league, is it? So they'll have to, it'd be stupid. They'll have to back out.
I'd see some Arsenal fans come out saying that Arsenal were doing their protest at 6 o'clock on Friday with Kroenke out.
Jack, Jack, I don't know whether you guys know, but Jack, when we were live yesterday, you brought something across. You were able to bring it into the chat. How did you do that?
If anyone has got any bit of content in the future, just click on the share button, whatever, laptop or desktop or whatnot, and then just obviously you can just.
He's an expert, see?
Yeah, so if you got it's confusing at first, but
it's share screen, is our video file share screen?
Yeah. So obviously, Dave, if you want to pick up like a piece of content or a tweet or something.
Be careful what I share. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll leave it for this podcast.
Just don't do a John Barnes and leave your tabs open. Yeah.
How do you feel about Gary coming and becoming Manchester United's new chairman? Who?
Gary. Oh, I think he's got enough business on time with Salford, Danny. It all comes down to the point, and boys. Obviously, we'll discuss it in the coming days and weeks and months, and rightly so. Everyone
so much
should
to talk about.
Yeah,
podcast.
It's about having the right structure in place.
Yeah.
In obviously, great businesses have good structure, and obviously with football, you need fan representation, as everyone's mentioned already tonight. It's about getting the right people at the right time that have been elected by us fans. And that represents us, and just having a seat at the table as fans to make these.
Yeah,
big
every top club should have a fans representative. You know, to liaise with, like someone say just a guess here. Say someone like John Gibbons or from the Anfield Rap or Neil Atkinson or Garrett Roberts, someone like that who knows the club, goes to the games, maybe a season ticket holder. Or someone like from the Spirit of Shankly. Now, I know Liverpool are involved with Spy on Cop and Spirit of Shankly. You know, they do liaise, the liaison officer, Liverpool, obviously. But to be on a board or something like that would be an absolutely brilliant idea. And do you know what? I'm hoping green shoots come out tonight or this week and things change for the better. Let's try to take the positives out of it. Sometimes you need an absolute disaster to make, you know what I mean, to make everything better, and you can start from a fresh. So let's hope the likes of the top six or whatever you want to call them do something going forward, realise how important the normal fan is. I'm not even on about the fan who goes to the game, because you can only get so many fans in. Liverpool have a lot more fans than 60,000. You know what I mean?
It's millions worldwide.
Million. But that's what I'm saying. So as you said, maybe set up a fans union. I seen a thing today. Yeah. I think Coppish were talking. Someone was talking about it, talking about the big YouTube channels or whatever YouTube channels setting up a Premier League, you know, a forum, and for all the teams, say the 20 teams, one channel that talks for the 20 teams, basically. You know, that way. Not like a Liverpool channel, not like a United channel.
Yeah, obviously not controlled by the club then. Yeah, so it's just...
Oh, not controlled by the club.
Yeah.
No. I don't know any channels that
It's a great idea, that, mate. And I think, obviously, going forward in the coming months and years, mate, I think it's great, because, obviously, the more Liverpool fan channels, and it's great that we haven't had the opportunity to speak to so many, but it's about, we're just mates, we're good mates, and we love Liverpool Football Club, and we love football clubs. That's the most important thing.
Well, we love football. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, that's basically, obviously we love Liverpool. Liverpool is the team for us, but we do love football. We love sport. Well, I like sport in general. I'd even watch golf. You know, I'd even watch snooker, believe it or not. That type of thing. We love football, but football is the number one for me and always will be. That statement from a Shankly member about removing the statue was heartbreaking. I've seen that on Twitter about one of the Shankly, the foundation, you know, one of the families, I think it was a grandson or something, or granddaughter, maybe it was Emily, someone like that, saying that they, you know, the Shank statue outside the Cop, that they wanted to, you know, I don't know how true that was or not, but I mean, FSG now. See, the thing about Woodward leaving, United really want the Glazers leaving. Never mind Woodward. Woodward's only an employee. Let's be real here. That's like a man Billy Hogan leaving. He's only a figurehead.
I mean, how much do you reckon they'd be worth though? United was selling them. I mean,
Liverpool are say 5 billion.
I think it would be Man United and Real being the biggest.
I think United would be probably 7, something like that. Billion. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, United stocks went up yesterday. Did you hear that on the New York Stock Exchange? Went up something like 10%. 10% on the news of the Super League. They're probably going back down by another 20%.
Now. Yeah.
But I mean, it is. I think if good is to come out of this debacle craziness, it's been a crazy year anyway. It's surreal. It's been surreal. It's been a Salvador Dali year in more ways than one. And I'm not talking even about the football here. The football's just been an amalgamation of everything. of this crazy
It's
year.
transfer fees as well. That's
you know what it is,
another
Jack?
kettle
I'm
of fish.
gonna
Transfer
go
fees. So many avenues.
Don't talk to me about owners, transfer fees, VAR. Do you know what I'm going to talk about? Agents, those fucking leeches. Agents, they're to blame as well. The man Riola, that guy Riola. See the money that bastard is on? He's on more money than the bloody players.
And that's a good point there. Sky were following him around for weeks.
Joke.
Yeah.
All around Europe. Oh, let's follow Mino Raiola. No, Sky, don't do that.
I think
Sky out,
the thing with
BT out, agents out, VAR out, get out.
Liverpool, like they lose so much money for agent fees as well. With all of their
That's what I'm saying.
it's ridiculous.
Those agents have been ruining the game of football for the last 20 years. When they came in, they've been ruining it. There should be a cap put on them, what they can earn, what they can't earn. That's what they should.
Is it like 10%? Is it like 10% for what the signing is they earn? So like no, it's
huge. It's huge. Man Riola, I think. It depends how big of it,
that's what I mean.
Player you have. Yeah. No, some of them could be on 30-40% of the wages of the player. The agent. Are you having me on?
Embarrassing.
And then you've got all the commercial deals. Yeah. The night deals, the whatever you want deals, the Nivea for men deals. The Coke deals. Hi guys. The night deals. You know what I mean? It's just the AXA deals, everything. So it's use my iPhone. It's free. But all this commercial shit, all this, and that's sad. And no one mentions agents. They give out about them, but they don't mention that they're a bloody problem in the game. The wages are too high. As John Moore was saying there, the wages are far too high in the game. There should be a cap on wages. Who needs $500,000 a bleeding week? Come on, 100 grand a week. It should be tops. 100 grand a week. And you can have all the commercial deals you want. You can have your 1 million, 10 million sign and whatever. But 100 grand a week's enough for me.
But, and that's a big thing, boys, and everyone at home. The figures, would everyone be for the publishing of figures, financials being released to the public domain? I think they should be in itself anyway. Obviously, I don't know there's probably a lot more better qualified people to discuss that, but I don't know if there'd be any regulations or anything in terms of publishing the financials every season and just say this is how much we've got. Or would the clubs be up for letting everyone know how much money they've got? I don't know.
Hold on, we got a porn star in the house. Oh, would you fuck off? That's probably Gooch. Good looking honky, definitely.
Probably
Dave, lads. Hi, Peter North here from America.
Probably John Henry.
Why is it John Henry goes into the porn industry? Or filming his videos on the yacht or something.
That's why
there's going to be a new cartoon out tomorrow. Horrid Henry does FSG.
That's where he's going to sell his next 10% stake.
Jesus Christ. Medium to well. My brother Neil is in. How are you, Neilo? Hopefully you are well. The news is breaking, Neil. It's absolutely breaking. The news is breaking all over the shop. Conspiracy theory. I love this. Coconut water. Wow. League was set up to fail and the pressure to be able to give money. Yeah, no, do you know what? He has a point because we were talking about I was talking about this with Keith on Sunday, just texting on the WhatsApp group, that they did this as a part of a leverage, to UEFA and the Premier League to say, listen, lads, but I don't think they would have went so far with it. You could have been talking about it as leverage. If it would have been leverage, you would have been talking about it. We'll set up a Super League rather than set one up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about the Benjamin Franklins. That's what it's about.
Sorry, mate. My video just gone live.
Oh yeah.
Get about that fun. This is turning into a Pornhub. Fucking hell. I think all teams that want this to happen should be all taken out of the Champions League for a year. Points deducted. Tom May, I'm telling you.
Yeah, for me,
it may happen.
Yeah, I know it's not nice, but I think something has to be a point, whether it's expulsion from this next season or we don't know. I think time will be the biggest teller, really. We need a telling off, but sadly, it has to happen because I think UEFA and the Premier League need to make examples to make sure not just Liverpool or the clubs involved, any club for that matter, doesn't make the. But obviously, there's so many talking points that we call UEFA as a whole. Don't get me started on UEFA.
Look, Spurs are such bottlers. They're even bottling to pull out of this.
They probably can't even afford. Them and Arsenal can't even afford to get the lawyers, can they? That skin. Probably they're just going to be stuck in there.
No, but as I said, I really do think there is going to be repercussions. There has to be. I mean, there has to be some sort of slap. You can't have 6 bad boys in the class ruining the whole school year without being just let back into the classroom. So something's going to be done. I have a feeling there's going to be a Champions League ban on these 6 teams next year for a start. Whether or not they're even allowed to finish this year in the Champions League, I
hope they don't. And obviously,
I can't see it, Jack. I can't see it.
Yeah, I know Liverpool are now, but I'd be happy with PSG being awarded it because they were the only team that, don't get me wrong, they got title owners.
Listen, PSG are tarnished as well. Let's be fair, Jack,
But obviously with the plans, for me, I'd be all up for the teams. I'd be
just
saying
null and void the Champions League tonight.
Oh yeah,
don't even give it to PSG.
If it was Gary Neville, it'd be like null and void it. He was a couple of months ago, wasn't he? So he's not got his hands clean anyway with that.
No, but I mean, like it's been a crazy hour and a half. But I mean, it's just FSG. I still can't hear anything from Liverpool. Can you? Anybody hear anything from Liverpool?
I just heard. Well, Henry Jackson's just put a tweet out saying, "I think we could all agree it's time to bring in Peter Walton."
Well,
love a BT Sport, and don't.
What do we all just get them all in a ring and let them scrap it out? UFC style or something.
I did see something. Super League should do like the head, like what's it called, like the WWE storylines.
Yeah,
like you should get Fernandez coming in, cashing in like his bank briefcase or something like that. There was loads of others or something like that. That was quite funny.
Is it true the club are releasing something at 9:30? I heard between 9 and 10, but I don't know. Maybe that'll be put back now. You know,
we'll be up till
is that American time 9 or 10?
Well, that's true. Liverpool have pulled out. It says here.
Yeah, I've just seen that.
Liverpool have pulled out. Geez, they left that late, didn't they? They left that late. They're only pulling out now. Absolutely. We'll have to get a statement, I'd say, in the next hour, guys. What do you think?
I think so. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just letting people know we're live here. Lee Chappie's after going live. Redmond's live. I'd say Copper. Should I say everybody's fucking live now, would you? I'd say everybody's live right now because we're in the middle of it. This is the big breaking news.
Being sure. Yeah, my video's live, Dave. Appreciate if you can share that and that, boys.
How do you, Joe? I'll just say that. How do you premiere it? Like,
it's just on the settings, mate. I'll let you know in a sec. Well, once we're sorted, mate. Yeah, it's a lot more easy. Say if you pre-record a video, I think it's a lot more easy because you can talk to obviously subscribers and that.
I didn't get much sleep last night. I can tell you that. I didn't. Sorry, Sunday night when it broke, I was like a zombie yesterday walking around. I really was. And it just absolute. I'm starting to perk up a little bit, but I still think there's sanctions coming, boys. Prepare yourselves the next few days. To be honest, but you know what? I wouldn't mind the sanctions saying if you don't qualify the Champions League, you won't be in the Europa League. Wow, that's thanks. Thanks for that. But we just need to dust ourselves down and go again, guys. It'll be the summer. Try to get a few players in. Try to get new owners in, more importantly. Now, European Super League shortly to be renamed the North London Derby. You're absolutely right there. Zachary Lee. Yeah, no, we weren't slagging the Americans earlier. I know Zach's from the States, but American owners. We're talking about the owners, not the actual American people, of course. A lot of Liverpool fans in America, by the way, guys. A lot of US, a lot of fans. I've noticed the Glazers are putting in new windows. Oh, notice the Glazers still. Mank shite. Well, they'll always be that. They'll always be that. One club owner has put a club up for sale. Hopefully, who's put the club up for sale? That quick?
That was a tweet from, I think Stan Collymore put that up earlier as well.
What?
Saying that some clubs put them up for sale.
Who's that? What's sorry, that?
I was just saying that tweet, that comment there, Stan Collymore come out and said that there's one of the clubs has put their clubs up for sale, but he hasn't said which one.
Oh, wow. Mick's back. Is this the same show I was on an hour ago? You're a fucking machine. Mick, you can pop back in if you want. This is going all night, baby. This is one of these charity shows, 12-hour jobs. Like that. Same show. What are we on? An hour and 40. We'll give it the 2 hours, will we? This will be the first time it's seen. No, do you know what? I did more. I did a 3-hour show.
Well, I joined after 45 minutes, and he said, "Oh, we'll be here for a few minutes. Don't worry."
Dave's gonna be having to embed the timestamp in the bottom.
Do you know what I'm like, Sean? Do you remember Sean from Liverpool Football Talk? He'd say, "I'll be on for another 5 minutes." 6 hours later. What's going on?
Right, boys, I'll let you go anyway.
You're going, Jack. No problem. We'll talk to you,
thank
bro.
you for having me on, Dave, and I'll speak to you boys after the
Jack wants to go sneaky live himself. Wait,
no. I've just spent about 2-3 hours, 2-3 hours editing the video, and then the announcer.
Check out Jack McGillis. He's just had a video up, and he has a nice little video coming up as well, where we all give comments on this. And look what's happened in the meantime, Jack.
Yeah, spot on,
Jackie,
boys.
Stay safe, Jack. Cheers.
Later,
Bye. Jackie, but he'll be back. Wait a second. Jack will be back.
Yeah,
I get my sleeping bag ready, says Mick.
I'm just seeing some tweets are coming out saying that Liverpool have pulled out of it, but there's nothing official from.
No, I seen. I don't know whether you follow. Is it Jurgen Norbert Klopp on Twitter? You know the guy who thinks he's Klopp.
Oh yeah. I've seen that.
He said it there. Or sorry, Jurgen Klopp fan account. It is absolutely exploding. I see there's a nice picture here of Lovren with Salah, and Salah's laughing. Can you see that on
Yeah, I can see that.
You see that? Mo's happy. We're all happy. If they don't do it soon, it's even more of an embarrassment, an insult to injury. Exactly. Why are they leaving it so bleeding?
Tottenham sacked Mourinho because of the Super League, and now they're coming out of it the next day. How is Mourinho surely feeling after that?
I'm just posting here. My new channel name is Dave's Legacy Chats. Do you like that?
You saw it.
That's actually a good name.
You saw it here first.
Dave's Legacy Chats.
What are they smoking over at the Super League?
What?
Do you ever remember that tweet? Was it John Henry said, "What are they smoking over at the Emirates?" And now they're saying, "What are they smoking over at the Super League?"
Oh, fucking hell. Dave's 24-hour chats, baby. You're on the button there, baby. Well, I don't know about 24 hours, but we'll stay for the 2. We'll stay for 2. I mean, it's breaking everywhere. Chelsea withdrawn. OMG. Who can we get in? We get someone else in. It's like a nightclub here. Hold on. Who's at the door? Who's banging at the door, baby?
Go have the pre-COVID test as well. 15 minutes.
What?
The lateral COVID 15-minute test.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We get Goldbridge in. I'll send Goldbridge. He's probably live, is he?
I think, yeah, he went live about 10 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah, he'd be live. He'd be fucking with 9 million in watching him. Let's see who we get. Who else is there? Sophie or Zane? Does she want to come in? Let's have a look. Doug around? Is Dougie boy around? I don't know, but this is a longer stream than I would have thought. What do you think, my friend Luke? It's a bit crazier than what you would have thought coming on, did you?
More than happy to come on, mate, as much as possible. It's just I still can't get my head around it. Like all this,
it's crazy
shit that's been happening the last couple of days.
Breaking news. It's like something on CNN. And the breaking news: the European Super League is fucked. Basically, but Dave's Legacy Chats, I love it. I'd love that in the back. Imagine that in the back of your jersey, legacy fan walking around. That's my new merchandise, legacy fan. You've heard it here first.
I think you've definitely got to get one for your next episode. I think you got to get something there.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be brilliant.
They were absolutely, definitely. John's clearly been on the good shit himself lately, hasn't he? Oh, fucking hell. Jackie Boy's gone. Yeah. Really, really, really. It's crazy. It's breaking all up. Twitter's exploding here on my phone. Absolutely exploding. 0 minutes of football has brought more entertainment than most football matches in 90.
I just see Kenny Dalglish just put out a tweet saying, "Few days have been difficult for everyone who loves Liverpool Football Club. I really hope we do the right thing." So, like,
King Kenny has spoke. Kenny has spoke. Let's go, Liverpool. Where's the statement? Well, I'm sure they've pulled out anyway. It's collapsed around them. You know what I mean? It's collapsed around them anyway. So,
yeah,
it's just a matter of saying, we made a mistake, guys. But this should have been one of the first 1 or 2 to pull out.
And
you would have thought.
And I think even, imagine if Liverpool or United pulled out first of all, I think the whole thing would have just been, I mean, as much as it's done anyway, but if they'd have pulled out straight away, you wouldn't have to worry about Chelsea or City having to.
But that's what I mean. It looks bad, though. Do you not think?
Yeah. It looks it
looks terrible.
Like 3 clubs have acted and the other 3 have just sat there and let it escalate, and now they're going to.
What the fuck? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Why are you leaving it so long? I just don't get it.
I would not surprise me if John Henry goes. There's still a chance.
Who?
Like John Henry. It wouldn't surprise me if he can't.
He's not even that stupid, is he? He can't be that stupid. I mean, this is end game. It's end game for FSG. It's an end game for FSG, as far as I'm concerned. I just can't see a way back for FSG or the Glazers or any of them. Can you? How can you see a way back for these boys?
I can't. Start the season, I backed them to do well for us, but now.
Listen, I was backing them all the way, and John Moore he was on earlier, kept on, and Eamon Kelly as well. What kept on saying to me, what would it take for you to say FSG out? Well, this weekend, last few days, last 48 hours is what it would take. You know what I mean? I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I think the furlough was a mistake. They quickly backtracked on it. That was bad enough. I was putting the COVID down to it, losing money, blah, 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 blah. But you fucking can't make a big mistake. This is a huge fucking mistake. This is, ridiculously stupid mistake. There's no way back now.
No.
If FSG don't go, the fans will push them out. As Carragher said, Carragher said last night?
Carragher said didn't he say
Klopp, if Klopp goes. Yeah. Well, obviously, Klopp's not going to go anywhere now. I mean, it looks like it's a dead rubber. The ESL or European Super League or the Super League, whatever you want to call it, is dead in the water. And it looks like the fans have got their day, but there's still a lot of work to do. There's owners that, there's a lot of owners there that people, don't want in. There's going to be trouble. There's going to be sanctions against the 6 from UEFA and from the Football League or Premier League or whatever. So I think it's watch this space in the next, I think UEFA meet Thursday.
I think it's Thursday, yeah.
And that's a big one. So I just, look, it's up in the air, Luke. It is up in the air. Were you planning to go live yourself tonight or were you just tipping away?
I see the news break out and I just thought I'd go on Twitter just to sort of put some tweets out and see what was obviously happening. But and I thought, let me see who's live. Obviously I see yourself that was live, and then I was waiting for probably Thursday actually with my Newcastle preview, to be honest. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, even to be honest, Dave, even last night, like me and Rick obviously reviewed the Leeds game, but we didn't even talk about the game. Like we just did not.
No,
we just didn't know what was. We was just for the half hour we was on. We was like, let's talk about this. Let's talk, and obviously, it just took everything.
Let's talk about the bad 6. Let's talk about FSG. Let's talk about European Super League that is free, fallen, gone. But let's talk about 6. Yeah, there's 6 that have made a complete bollocks of the league and everything else. Wow, it's been a big, big night. What time are we now? 10 to 9. We're 10 minutes away. I'll give it to 9 and I'm out of here. But it's great having you on, Luke. You can pop on or stay on for 10 minutes or pop off or whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I'll stay until we
stay
go.
Until you could be here till fucking all week if you're waiting on a Liverpool. If you're waiting on Liverpool to say anything or come out and say we're sorry, or FSG to, you could be waiting all year. But wow, what an hour and a half, wasn't it? It was just popping up. Woodward's gone. Agnelli's gone. He's resigned.
As you said, like it reminded me of like a transfer deadline day thing again. Like the late deal was coming in. Obviously, I know it's not, but like these late sort of things, Chelsea pulled
even better than that. Even better, but bigger than that.
Like Sky and BT, well, especially Sky Sports, they missed an opportunity there.
No, I wouldn't say so. I say Sky Sports are just eating it up.
Yeah,
they're wall to wall now. They'll have all the youngster bars either. He's left. They'll be dreaming. This is their dream. You know what I mean? It's definitely the players. Camper Cat Media says definitely the players who stopped this. I think the fans, to be fair, the worldwide fans and the media reaction to it, the negative reaction to it. Then, of course, the fans, like Henderson setting up the 6 captains, the managers as well. I seen Brendan Rodgers today, of course, ex-Liverpool, now Leicester City manager. The managers have their own association, League Managers Association. I'm sure they were all on the phone. What the fuck is going on here? What is going on here? And it looks like, it definitely stopped. But as I say, there is repercussions to come for the 6 clubs. There is repercussions to come for the owners. It's the owners of these clubs that should hang their heads, not the players. Do you know what? Eamon Kelly. I was doing a live show last night and some guy came into the comments and actually said to me, you should be ashamed of yourself wearing another Liverpool top on. I says, hold on for a second here. It's not Liverpool Football Club I have a problem with. It's not the players I have a problem with. It's not Klopp or the players' management I have a problem with. It's the owners I have the problem with. And owners come and go. Managers even come and go. Players come and go. The club's the club. It's been there since 1892. Anfield. That's what I love. It's the fans. That's it. It's not the bloody owners. So, get a grip and still wear the jersey. Still wear the crest. That's it, baby. You know what I mean? Completely crap.
To be honest, Dave, like, as you just said that, mate, that's the reason why me and Ricky had the option to call our podcast the 1892 Reds podcast, because
the founding year, of course.
Yeah, Dave, that's how Liverpool.
It's actually a good name. It's actually a very good name. It's very hard to get a name that sticks out. Like my one is Dave's LFC Chat, which is 3 things that I do. My name is Dave. It's LFC, and I do chat. You know what I mean? Although it's Dave's Legacy Chat.
It all comes in threes.
But I mean, it's hard to get a name because all the good names are taken. I mean, Copy Podcast, Redmen TV, the Anfield Rap.
We sat there for days and we was like, let's think of something with the Cop related, and then let's think of something with Anfield Road or something like that. And then I don't know, I just looked at the badge and I just saw the year and I thought, yeah, why don't we do that? And then originally we might have been 1892 like LFC podcast, and we just thought Reds, and we thought, okay, we'll stick with that. So
it's fair. No, I do like that one. Do you know another thing? And I don't know whether people get it. I don't know whether you notice, but when people are talking here or say something, they say hiya, Dave's. They use the S because it's Dave's LFC Chats. Now my name is Dave, not Dave's. You know what I mean?
We had a couple of comments. Me and Rick done one of our reviews
Dave's
once.
LFC Chats.
We had a guy come in saying, "Hey, 1892." It was like, well, like. Me and Rick had both our names on the.
You should say I'm 18 and Rick is 92.
I mean, he looks 92.
Crazy is mild, but yes. No, listen, it's been a crazy. Yeah, it's been a crazy. What? Hour and 53 minutes. We'll give it to 2 hours. We'll give it to 2 hours. Then I'm gonna relax my throat because I'm sounding like Sean Dyche here. You know what I mean? Hopefully now Liverpool can sort themselves out and get the win. But that's what happens when you're talking. I've done a watch along before. 2.5, 2:45 is the longest, and on my own. That's a long time on your own. When you're not bouncing off somebody.
I think if you'd done a watch along for that amount of time, you'd probably sound like Sav and Bilic after that. Have you ever?
No, it's Sean Dyche. Gravelly, baby. We love our club, win, lose, or draw. Owners love the green, no matter what. The Benjamin Franklins. That's what I just said. I mean, I don't know how people can't understand that. I'm a legacy fan. Let's be real. I'm a legacy fan. 30 odd years, more. 35 years following Liverpool. And give me age away there. But so like just because you like Liverpool and wear the jersey doesn't mean you like the owners. It's a stupid thing to say, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Crap, you know. But definitely the owners in trouble now. They are in big, big trouble tonight.
It's going to be a big statement if they come out within the next hour or so. Hopefully they do.
Statement. I mean, what can they say?
Yeah,
nothing's going to save them. No matter what they say. You know, nothing can save them now. They've just got to do a damage limitation now. Damage limitation now for the brand, and the way they're looking at it is what the club's worth. They don't want the club's worth going down because that's them. You know, if someone coming in to buy it, hopefully Luna's going bad in the background. Luna's happy. Me dog Lulu. You're actually mad. Claps out in the back garden. Binoculars. Bielsa's out in the back garden with binoculars. Liverpool have resigned from the ESL. Have you seen that? Where are you getting that from? 1963.
I haven't seen anything yet myself.
Well, I'm sure they've resigned. I mean, they've resigned to the fact that it's over. That's what they've resigned. You know, they've resigned to the fact that it's finito.
I mean, surely, I think something's got to come out tonight or tomorrow morning. Like, surely.
Rumours are that Liverpool have pulled out too, but as always, we get this through social media before they say something.
Like Graham Souness came out on Sky Sports and said that they'll never forgive John Henry. He can't see how they'll get back from it. Yeah.
Horrid Henry. Check out his cartoon. But Horrid Henry, Dave's legacy chats. What else has come out of this tonight? FSG out too, says Kareem. Confirmed. Not confirmed. Confirmed. It's on Twitter. Okay, well, what Twitter handle though, you know?
Yeah. No.
Which one?
I mean, I follow a lot of Liverpool pages and there's nothing.
FSG, Simon Brundish is saying FSG will need to sell Liverpool if the Super League doesn't go ahead. Well, it ain't going ahead. Many hours ago was that. Oh my God. Gary Neville.
Yeah.
He's drinking his Coca-Cola again, baby.
Yeah, I was going to say that's Coke Zero, that is probably.
Yeah, definitely Coke Zero with him. Diet Coke. But yeah, so it's looking like it's all over, boys. Super League has ended. Woohoo! Says Helen. But as I said, sanctions to come, baby. Sanctions to come. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not Christmas yet. It could turn out to be Halloween actually for a few weeks or for a season or two. I'm glad my team have left the Super League, says Camper Cat Media. No official statement yet. I am not surprised. Absolutely. FSG looking to get out of Liverpool and sell. Yeah, that's good news. Thanks be to God. Everyone, the bleeding Twitter's exploding here. What have we missed on Twitter? We've been live for nearly 2 hours. All six Twitter trend. Let's talk about six, baby. Let's talk about FSG. Let's talk about all the shit shows, all the results that may be. Let's talk about six. Let's talk about Super League. Not confirmed yet. No, it isn't. Absolutely isn't confirmed yet. Do the other teams thank us? Leicester, West Ham, pay rise? Well, I don't know about that, but I'll tell you what's going to be interesting. The next 2 or 3 days, never mind the statement from FSG, the next few days of what's the sanctions is the big one for me.
Yeah.
Because I just can't see us, even if we finish top 4, getting into the Champions League next year. Can you see the UEFA saying, right, oh, boys, don't do it again. You play Champions League. I don't know.
I'm with you. I don't think they're going to allow these teams to get away with what they've done. They've obviously discriminated the Champions League itself, and that's just uncalled for from UEFA, or from the club. So UEFA definitely 100%, as you said, mate. They're going to surely put something in place for them.
The Redmen TV boys are live. Of course, my good mates, Chris Pajak, Paul, Ross, all the boys there, of course. Absolutely great job. I had already Chris on 2 weeks ago. And we were just talking about hopefully we get top 4, and all of a sudden this. I actually texted him the other day, and he says an absolute shit show. Shit show is going on. Absolute shit show. Boris Johnson has just bought a new wig. Hold on, just tweeted in support of Chelsea City. Listen, don't care about Boris Johnson either. Let's be real here now. Come on.
No.
You know, he's just a fucking dickhead. But anyway,
he's using this to escape the COVID talk, isn't he?
Yeah, like, come on. Yeah. My team can't be sanctioned because my team is Barcelona. My team, Barcelona, and the other 2 teams from La Liga are the top teams. What do you mean he can't be sanctioned? Of course they can be sanctioned. They are going to be sanctioned.
Look at like, I'm not being
top
funny.
Top 6 are going to be sanctioned, baby.
I'm not being funny, but like even a couple of years ago, look what happened to AC Milan. Like they got kicked out of Europe altogether. And Milan are in deep shit. Ain't Milan, I think, the second most successful Champions League team ever. So like it doesn't matter who you are. Like they'll Barcelona, Real Madrid, they'll kick you out.
Yeah. 1963 data. As we said, 6 teams will get excluded from European football next season. Yeah, and possibly be kicked out right now in the semis and give Villarreal Roma the final to play. Throw Arsenal United out. Throw Chelsea out. Throw Madrid out. Throw City out. And give the trophy to PSG. I mean, it's possible. It's logical. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. You know, 2 hours. We're in the 2 hours. I'm on a gold medal. The record. Well, as I said, my record is about 2 hours 45. My fucking voice went down, but it's on the way out. I don't feel any. I don't feel any win in this. FSG is massively disappointed as fans. I'm not saying there's a win. I'm just hoping some positivities, something good can come out of a bad or an evil, you know, or as I said before, some positive can come out of a negative, and we can recharge and go like a battery. That's what I was talking about, negatives and positives. Like if we I'm not even on about Liverpool. I'm talking about like if FSG went, if the likes of Glazers went, if all these big hedge fund bleeding owners went, and they brought in proper managers, proper fan run teams that listened to the fans, had a representative on the board of the fans unions or fans union or YouTube fans union, whatever you want to call it, set up as we were talking about earlier. If that type of thing happened, some good might come out of it, because then you'll have to listen to the fans. I always thought they did listen to the fans, but they obviously don't.
I think that's changed, isn't it, over the last 10, 15 years? I think it's definitely just not the same. And as we said earlier, I think just FSG have not learnt their lesson at all in the couple of times that they've done what they've done, you know. And it's definitely FSG out for me.
How much would you wait to lose with the semis and the final? I don't exactly. I like. They would have lost a lot more if these 6 would have left or these 12 would have left. They have to put some punishment out there. I mean, you have to show some sort of, you know, say, you can't do that again. Don't even think of doing that again.
So Henderson's just brought out a tweet a minute ago saying, he just said, "We don't like it and we don't want it to happen. This is our collective position. Our commitment is to the football club and its supporters is absolute, unconditional. You'll never walk alone." That's from Jordan Henderson, and it's all like Trent's just tweeted it as well.
Yeah, I can see it. Trent has it here, yeah. Well, it looks like it's over, baby. The dream has come true. But as I said, there's sanctions to come, and we're not out of the woods yet. The big question is FSG. All eyes on FSG, isn't it?
Yeah,
for me,
it has to be.
You know, all eyes on FSG. I mean, what else do we do?
Yeah,
someone's retweeting. Yeah, there's the thing there now. We don't like it. We don't want it to happen. This is our collective position. Our commitment to this football club and its supporters is absolute and unconditional. You'll never walk alone from Trent and Hendo on Twitter.
Everyone's doing it. James Milner.
They're all doing it now. Gary Neville's even clapping. I know. It's all over. It's over. I just... The biggest thing for me was, how do you ever thought it would happen? How do you ever thought it would actually? I just like, what were they thinking? You know what I mean? And they've damaged Liverpool. You know, they've damaged Liverpool's name here. You'll never walk alone. This means more. This means more money. Legacy fans. What do you like? You've actually done some damage here. A bit of healing will need to take place now, even when these owners go. You know what I'm saying? From Liverpool Football Club, I'm from these 6 clubs. or 12 clubs, but I'm only obviously talking about the English clubs. There's going to have to be some healing taken in here now, I'm telling you. It'll be fine in points deduction. It'll be a fine in points deduction and not being able to play in Champions League next season. That'll be about it. That's a lot. That's a big, to not be able to play in the Champions League is a big bloody fine. Let's be real. It's huge. 30, 40 million. That's the fine. So, I mean, this is just, at least Madrid and Barca have elections to oust their president. We don't. What can be done now about FSG? Well, I think FSG want out at this stage. Are you mad? FSG want to get the hell out of there as quick as possible. Absolutely. And how about Toronto rules? What? Toronto rules? Will it be a 3 billion fine? Don't think so, Zachary. Yeah, but I do think. Okay, you could say, you know what you could say, and it might be fair. You could say, right, the 3 teams that are in the semi that revolved, you're gone, forfeited. PSG get the title, even though I don't like them. And same in Europa. United, Arsenal, sorry boys, you're gone. That's a basic fine when you think about it. And possibly points deductions where you don't get into it next year. You know what I'm saying?
I think points deduction is a massive, massive statement. I reckon that would actually come into play.
Points deduction, but you want to be giving City about 30-point deduction. If you get Liverpool a 30-point deduction, you get relegated. You know what I mean? So I don't know whether you can do, like, you know what I mean? For City, unless you wait for come in themselves, City take 10 points off everybody, because you every spot you gain on the table, the league table, you make something like $1 million or $2 million for every level. So that's money in itself being taken off you. Fan power will remove FSG. Well, fan power is removed to the ESL, European Super League. City, Chelsea must be thrown out, Champions League, replaced with teams they beat in the last round. I think that'd be just too awkward.
Yeah,
I think the easiest thing would be just to forfeit it and give it to PSG, even though it'd be a hollow victory, really. I mean, come on. Even though they're one of the favourites to win it, to be fair. I mean, what do? It wouldn't be fair on PSG to say, sorry, we're just not going to finish it either, would it? Half time, Chelsea are goalless with Brighton. My day has just brightened up, not only with that scoreline, but with what's happened earlier on. Guys, I'm going to leave it. My voice is gone. We had Keith on earlier. We've had Jack Mack on. We've had Mick Moran on from Copyright Podcast. And now we have Luke from the 1892 Reds podcast. Check out them on YouTube as well, guys. Absolutely top class content. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button for me, for Luke, for Jack, for Copyright Podcast. It's a happy night in a way, I suppose. It's a happier night than when we started this podcast over 2 hours ago. Stay safe, guys. A lot more to come. I'm sure it'll probably be live tomorrow night or Thursday with this FSG news and what happens. And if that's how FSG go, I'll be live for a week. But guys, that's it. Stay safe. We're still Liverpool fans. Dave's Legacy Chats. I'm out of here. Luke, thanks for coming on. Thanks for the chat, guys. Helen, 1963 data. We had a porn star in earlier. Zachary Lee, Mark Forrest, Eamon Kelly. Lambig Loyalist was in. Helen as usual. Absolutely brilliant stuff, guys. Thank you very much. John Moore. I'm forgetting even who was in here. So many people in. Stay safe. Talk to you soon. My voice is gone. This means more.